Permanent injuries may not appear immediately after an accident. That's why the insurance company wants to settle with you quickly. They want you to sign away your claim before you even know the full extent of your injuries. Don't accept pennies on the dollar. Never sign anything until you speak with me. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com. Or call 1-800-CALL-MO.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Friday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you set up this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does that around 3:20 with JCS News. 3:45, it's Embers Only, another wonderful cigar from Aging Room that I'm so proud to tell you about. 4 o'clock, it's Primetime Kitchen with our buddy Fayez Cara. We will abduct that fool today.
Uh-oh.
We are going to be patently disrespectful to him.
What's this wee stuff? You have a frog in your pocket?
At 5:40, it's Pick the Porn for prizes today. And, of course, we'll end it up with You Heard It Here First. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Sabrina.
Who's that girl?
Savvy cat.
Yay.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show on X. Just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can check us out on YouTube. Give us a like and subscribe while you're there. You can also get that iHeartRadio app and send us a talkback. That's easy as well. Just go to Real Radio once you get it and use that microphone to send your comment over to Sabby. I'm saying that, but I do not know if she knows how to do that.
Oh, yeah. No, I got you covered. No problem.
Right on, kid. Appreciate that very much.
Siri, remind me to text Jack.
We can't even say where Jack is today. The funny thing is I don't know about you guys. By the way, Sabby, again, thank you so much for sitting in. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Love hanging with you.
I really do appreciate it. I know this is a long day, and I am deeply appreciative.
Listen, I got Red Bull and half an Adderall in my
Very
body.
nice. Very nice. Very
Look at
nice. I don't know if you guys there on the News Junkie have a policy between you that if one of you guys takes a day off, that the other people know what you're doing. Like if you say, if you just go, hey, Sean, I'm taking Tuesday off, or I'm taking next Wednesday off, will he ask what you're doing, or just go, okay?
It depends on what. For example, we have Sean taking a day off one of these days coming up soon.
Okay.
No questions were asked.
No questions. Yeah, exactly, right?
No, and in the past, I've probably told them, like, hey, it's something to do with my vagina.
Okay, fair. Then they just stop asking
no
questions, right? Exactly,
Oh,
right.
that's the best.
But I did hear about the secret Jack moment. And I followed that up with some curse words.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that's why I was filling it.
Right. We can't talk about it. We gave him our word. We would not talk about it.
It's also vagina related.
It's very, can I tell you, very, very vagina related. That's weird saying 2 words with V back to back.
Tell me about it.
I've never done that before.
This is what I'm bringing. 4 more hours of me.
I appreciate that very much. Have you ever played Pick the Porn with us? I can't remember.
I got to be honest, no.
You haven't?
And
very nice. You get to experience Pick the Porn today.
The last time I filled in with you guys, there were some moments where, because I'm already home.
Yes.
I don't catch the end of your show too often.
All right.
And so I didn't want to be thrown off and ruin your show.
Okay.
So I double-checked everything with Jack, and he's like, all right, remember, pick the porn. And I go, what?
Yeah.
I go, what do you mean?
Just got to have some sexy music.
Please explain that. So I got you covered.
So you know the deal, right? Do you know the game?
I've gotten the rundown, and I have the porn music.
All right,
I'll tell you
very
that
good.
much.
I appreciate that. Yeah, what we do is we do 3 actual adult film titles, and then I make one up. And if the people can find the fake one, we give them a prize.
Perfect.
The fun is in the actual adult film titles.
No, the fun is in watching Jimmy's reaction when he gives you the title and then describes what he had to look at.
Oh, and the fun is me looking it up after we're done with the show today.
Have you done that lately? Have you been?
Porn?
No, stop. Just stop.
I'm sorry.
Just.
That is an honest and fair question.
It is, but the thing is, when you say porn, you go to a couple websites, whatever. Well, the website I go to is from a client we've actually had here on the station for many, many years,
Okay.
right? And you go into their DVD/Blu-ray/ streaming area where you shop for that type of thing, and you just basically go to categories. I have to tell you, just the categories list alone is overwhelming.
Is there one for latex?
Yes.
I figured there would
Can
be.
I tell you, I almost believe that you couldn't make up a category that would not be represented on the website. Huh?
Furries.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt. I
No.
think that's a rule of the internet. It's
Yeah.
like if you think of it, there's a porn category for it.
Foot stuff, pigtails, every mix of nationality, color, size,
Age.
every possible.
Well,
Yeah,
there
and
is
then
not.
volume 1 through
Oh,
85.
exactly. It is version this. Yeah, and there's 75 of one of them or whatever.
I just go by
Nice.
thumbnails these days.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I have to do. So I have to go on this site and look at because they don't have just a list of the titles. You have to see the thumbnail of the video to look at the title.
And then Tori walks in and you're like, I'm
no.
show
I can't-
prepping. Get
I
out
won't
of
even,
here.
I won't even do it with her in the house. I don't want her to even accidentally see me having to see some of this stuff. It is. I mean, it's just some of it is straight disturbing.
Hey, well, I mean, they're working.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
get it.
hustle, I guess.
I am not judging. I'm just saying some of this stuff is you don't understand how it's pleasurable. You don't get it. Yeah. Oh, how many of those do you need? How many whips, bondage,
Challenge
BDSM?
accepted.
How many do you need?
I just know that from the latex videos, I learned so much about the importance of powder.
Yeah. Powder's very
yeah,
important.
it's very important in
And
the latex
breathing
world.
holes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
breathing holes. Yeah. Also holes where you can.
Okay. Breathing holes.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Like
hook
a
up the electrodes, but you went in a completely different, disgusting place.
like a full-bodied suit with like mouth
With a zipper?
mouth slits, like a zipper slit.
Yeah.
I've seen the mask, but I haven't seen an entire ensemble.
oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
buddy.
the powder comes in.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
That's a little teaser for next week's Pick the Porn.
All right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I didn't pay a story off yesterday that I teased pretty hard.
No.
It was the sugar substitute thing. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you find out reading about it
No,
today?
I didn't.
Yeah, so there are a lot of studies out there, as obviously as we kind of move toward trying to figure out how to get sugar out of our diets, and this kind of came along because we were talking about the Pepsi Challenge, which is coming back, right? They're going to be doing it out at iDrive over there, I guess by the Orlando Eye, later this month. Do you remember the Pepsi Challenge?
I immediately thought it was the codes on the cap.
No,
What's
it's
the Pepsi challenge.
It's where you walk up and they have a box set up, right? And they have two cups, and each of the cups has a soda in it, and you are trying to delineate between the Pepsi product and the Coca-Cola product. This is a thing way back in the day, and they're bringing it back because it's for their zero sugar product.
Okay.
And isn't it like a 50th anniversary or something
Yeah,
like that?
something
with
like that,
Pepsi?
right. So I was just looking around, and it just so happened that same day there was a story about how there are substitutes for sugar, and all of them aren't so good for you, but they did stumble onto one that not only is actually not bad for you, and you're talking about 2 teaspoons a day, because your sugar allowance for the RDA is not that much.
It really
You're really
isn't.
not supposed to have that much sugar. You're way over the limit. Usually by breakfast. You're way
Usually
over the
by
limit.
your first cup
right?
of coffee.
You are way over the limit. But 2 teaspoons of this, if you were to use it daily as opposed to granulated refined sugar, actually has health benefits.
Oh, that means it's going to taste like crap.
No, it's actually going to taste like something very specific, and that's the part that I find difficult, because even sweetening like tea or something like that with honey gives it a specific flavor.
Of honey.
Of course, you have the tea and then you have the honey, and if you're not into honey or that flavor, it can
Throw you off.
It will just throw you off. You don't have the same experience. This is similar to that, but they say that 2 teaspoons of maple syrup.
I was going to.
Maple syrup
Oh,
is the magic. If you
We're
can
doing this now.
if you can sweeten your thing, yeah, exactly, with maple syrup. I didn't even think about the tariff issue of that. But I think, didn't we have some congressmen that were trying to stop the tariffs to Canada? But it's not been passed yet.
Yeah.
They have 4 Republican holdouts trying to stop the tariffs for Canada.
Well, if not, I have cases of maple syrup,
Well, man, I was reading
like zombie apocalypse
yeah?
style. Yeah,
You have maple syrup in cases?
just in case.
You know how much that stuff is?
Gonna be worth a lot after
man.
the tariff stuff.
It's like the liquid gold along with olive oil these days. Have you purchased olive oil lately? You don't cook much, do you?
How dare you? No, I don't.
yeah. I got like an 18-ounce bottle right now is nearing $30. You know that?
I
Like
did
literally
not
a
know.
bottle that is no different than like a 16-ounce soda. Like you'd get out of the machine out there. That right now is in the $25 range. Anything above that. Yeah, I've seen it up to like $42 for the quart size or the little tin.
This is why I don't cook.
I was going to say, Sabrina, see, this is why it's economical to do it our way.
And that's like shelf level olive oil, which is really kind of
Can you just
olive
like
oil.
reuse it at this point?
No, get out of here.
Okay.
You can't
I'm
reuse it.
just
That's
asking cooking questions.
That's frying oil, and yes, you can use that. That's fine.
All right.
All right. 407 916.
I'm gonna make you guys dinner next week.
104. You're not going to make us dinner, are you?
no way.
Yeah. So here's what's going to cost you more when the tariffs stay in place. We'll talk about that a little bit later today.
You mean everything?
Well, I mean, there are certain things going to be really bad. There's certain things you may not even get anymore. I mean, they're already talking about Canadian whiskey and American whiskeys not being sold nationally or, globally is going to be very interesting to watch. The church in England is thinking outside the box to get new parishioners. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What do you do when a convicted rapist moves in next door to you? Like I was going to ask anybody, do you know how many predators live near you? Savvy,
yeah.
have you ever done that?
Oh, we just did it.
Is it
not too long
Did
ago.
you really? Is it shocking?
It is a little bit more comforting than other places I have lived.
Yeah.
Because I live very close to a school, so it works
nice.
out.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They're not- But gosh, you go a couple blocks down, and everyone seems to live in an apartment of predators.
I don't live. The craziest thing is the house I bought here, the one I'm in now. I bought from a guy who was on the predator list.
See, that's how you do it, Savvy. You just go straight to the predator.
What?
Yeah, I swear on my life.
They
yeah,
had
yeah.
to tell you that?
Yeah, no, they didn't have to tell me. I just found out because the guy caused us some problems, so we had to do some research on him, and we found out that out of I want to say it was out of Polk County, he had been busted communicating with a student.
Now, did they change the addresses?
What do you mean?
Like, is
No,
your
no, no.
house still
It's
with
still
the red
that.
dot?
It's still that. No, but we had to get that off there. That's a thing.
Yeah,
like
I would hope.
you have to let them know that person moved, and they're supposed to update their. It was on him. He was supposed to update his address, and when he does that, and they're no longer is in our address, that's when it's supposed to come off there. And to be honest with you, I haven't checked it in a while. We
Let's
only
do
found that
that
out.
later,
We probably
yeah.
should do that, right? Exactly. But I wanted to know how many people actually live near one. We live in a neighborhood not far from here, and there were like 5 within probably 2 miles.
There's one off OBT that it seems it's a circle.
It's a trailer
almost
park.
Cul-de-sac of like 30
I'm telling you,
pedophiles.
that's that trailer park. We just talked about it the other day, right near Silver Star and 441.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Yep. I think there's a nickname for it, but maybe it's not radio safe.
Petty Park. I don't know, something like that.
That's a good one.
The most stolen cars in Florida. We'll go over that a little bit later today. State seating the death penalty for the Tavares couple. I know you'll have that in news. We'll talk about that. Town shuts down a swingers club with a sketchy reason. And a show that hasn't been on the air for years is now making a giant comeback online. And I kind of don't understand why that's happening either. But we have all that plus some other stuff coming up. Deb, what do you have for news?
We're going to talk about 3 alleged MS-13 gang members arrested in Florida. A civilian crew is home after their polar orbit mission. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Hello, Robert.
And Dorothy is off to Las Vegas. We'll tell you why and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it. Let's take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Deb's News.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
There's an accident blocking the right lane on Maitland Boulevard eastbound at Hiawassee Road. A crash slowing down traffic on State Road 434 before Ronald Reagan Boulevard. The right lane's blocked there, and emergency crews are still on scene clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound at Pine Hills Toll Plaza. Travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. They're getting busy. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lear Capital.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Go to BetterNestEgg.com.
Guys, this Easter, join Chef Tellaluna and the rest of the team over at the Rosen Center for a brunch buffet featuring dozens of freshly prepared dishes that are absolutely sure to satisfy. Man, can this guy cook? And these dinners are amazing, man. When they did it for Thanksgiving and Christmas, simply amazing layouts, just incredible. So don't miss out on classics like roasted pork loin or maybe sweets like white chocolate almond croissants. Make your reservation today and celebrate Easter Sunday at Rosen Hotel's Brunch Buffet with Chef Tellaluna and indulge in more than 60 delectable dishes that are guaranteed to impress every single member of your family. Crab claws, chocolate ganache cake, and so much more. It's easy. Just make your reservation today. It's rosencenter.com/Easter. That's rosencenter.com/Easter.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free.
MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Florida just got its own local currency, the Florida Goldback, and you can get one for free. Goldbacks look like cash, but they're made of pure 24-karat gold, so they resist inflation and preserve your purchasing power. To celebrate the launch of this local currency, we're giving away free half Goldbacks to Florida residents only while supplies last. Claim your free Florida Goldback before they're gone at freegoldback.com and get it delivered to your Florida address absolutely free.
Can you trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday? No! Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
Future health, weight loss.
Thinking about trying Ozempic? Then you need to go to futurehealth.com to supercharge your Ozempic results by 58% versus just meds alone. Many are losing over 10 pounds the first month. Go to futurehealth.com and take the 3-minute quiz right now. Get your meds delivered to your door in 48 hours. Go to futurehealth.com. Future without the E. Start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Spring is here, and Tools Ace Hardware is here to help with 11 locations with STIHL outdoor power equipment. At Tools Ace Hardware, we service what we sell, which means you can bring in your STIHL equipment to our stores for any repairs or warranty issues. Tools Ace is open 7 days a week with 1 to 2 day turnaround times on repairs and better pricing on labor than our competitors. Stop by for a tune-up on your equipment or take advantage of spring savings on lawnmowers, grass trimmers, edgers, and more. Shop for outdoor power equipment in-store or online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, guys cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know we've got 3 area locations, so we've got the new Kia you're looking for in stock and ready to go. And you can drive home your new Kia in 1 hour or less, like a new 2025 Kia K4. Lease for only $159 per month for 24 months with $35.95 due at signing. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA. Includes $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, 0 security deposit plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 4/5/25.
Have you ever wondered if your pet is lying to you?
Why is my cat not here? And I go in and she's eating my lunch.
Or if hypnotism is real?
You will use the suggestion to enhance your control.
Or what's inside a black hole?
Black holes could be a consequence of the way we understand the universe.
Well, we have answers for you in the new podcast, Science Stuff. Join me, Jorge Cham, as we answer questions about animals, space, our brains, and our bodies. Listen to Science Stuff on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart Radio app, search Science Stuff, and listen now.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it so much. I am Jim. Savvy Cat is right over there.
Howdy.
And Deb has your news.
Maybe. I haven't decided yet.
It's time for JCS News.
Wow, does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And as always, JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Give him a listen tomorrow morning when he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Federal prosecutors say 3 alleged MS-13 gang members have been arrested in connection with 4 murder cases in South Florida in 2014 and 2015. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the arrest should serve as a warning.
We don't care how long ago you committed the crime. We don't care where you go. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Bondi says the suspects were in the country illegally and, quote, more arrests are coming, end quote. She also warned gang members saying, quote, I would self-deport right now because we are coming after you, end quote.
Got some of that Liam Neeson vibe going.
Yeah, exactly.
Particular set of skills, man.
All right. Unfortunately, Florida is a step closer to overhauling the citizen-led ballot initiative process because this is easier than actually changing the state constitution.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So much easier.
The House passed House Bill 1205. It's going to impose new requirements on groups sponsoring proposed constitutional amendments, including a $1 million bond for petitioners and background checks for those collecting signatures. A similar bill is being considered in the Senate.
Yeah, they're also going to require you to have an ID when you before you sign it. It's a lot of hurdles.
Yeah,
it sounds like the old poll taxes, and it sounds like that when you read it. It is. It's like this laundry list of rules simply to disempower citizens to get initiatives on the ballot that the citizens of this state want. And they've been doing it for years.
They have.
And they're trying even harder now. And it looks like it may actually, it's already passed one part of this.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah.
And again, I made that quip about the Constitution because in 1968, the ability for Florida residents to do citizen-led initiatives was what was added to our Constitution.
Yeah.
Lawmakers in Tallahassee know if they put that before voters, there's no way 60% of voters are going to go, yeah, sure, take away one of the last few inroads we have to democracy.
Sure, yeah.
So rather than come to the people, they just created a law in Tallahassee that just strips us.
They went around the people is what they did.
Absolutely.
They legit went around the people and
they
did it.
Always do, from class size amendments to medical marijuana to everything.
Ain't
that was
America.
because that was what the people wanted.
Absolutely.
And they just won't listen. All right, Franklin County Sheriff, this is up in the Panhandle, wants to kill the drill. Sheriff A.J. Smith has joined those who want to stop a plan to drill for oil in the Apalachicola River.
I didn't know they had oil.
The state has already approved an exploratory drill permit, but drilling is on hold pending litigation. Smith says there are plenty of other places companies can drill, and the risk of damage to the river is too great. Smith tells WCTV anything that damages the river could turn them into a ghost town.
Good Lord, man.
The Apalachicola.
That's insane.
All right, closer to home. Oh, she at it again, y'all. The Orange Osceola state attorney has a new policy that's drawing some criticism.
Give it to me.
Monique Worrell said yesterday she no longer wants law enforcement to give her office a case unless an arrest has been made. What? She says no arrest means law enforcement couldn't determine probable cause, and without probable cause, she won't be able to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt. The Orange County Sheriff's Office opposes the change. So does Michelle Spurzl. She's the CEO of a domestic violence shelter called Harbor House. You know the name.
I'm familiar with
Yeah,
Harbor
of course.
House.
Yeah.
Spurzl says no arrest could just mean a victim was too scared to give a statement, right?
Yeah.
She tells Channel 9 she's also worried the new policy could discourage victims from coming forward, knowing that they have to make an arrest before they're going to do anything about it.
What's the move there?
Well,
I don't know. It just seems.
Well, she was the one that got. She's the one that got
from office.
She got pinched by DeSantis for not prosecuting cases. What she was trying to say is the cases weren't strong enough to prosecute, and that's why she's saying there needs to be an arrest. An arrest would show her that the officers have probable cause to make the arrest, therefore that the case would be prosecutable. Until then, it would not be. That was her argument.
Gotcha.
But Orange County Sheriff is like, nah, that's not always the case in every case.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that turns out. All right, 4 civilians are home after becoming the first to fly over Earth's polar regions. They blasted off into space on Monday in a SpaceX rocket from Central Florida's Kennedy Space Center and just splashed down off the California coast.
200. Copy, 200 meters and braced for splashdown.
The 3-day mission is historic because it's the first crewed flight over the North and South Poles. The crew includes a Chinese-born Bitcoin entrepreneur, a Norwegian cinematographer, a German robotics expert, and an Australian adventurer. They said day one of the space mission was mostly
vomiting.
It was vomiting. They said the space illness took all 4 of them, and they had a cupola to see a 360 view of space. They said that first day nobody asked to open it. They just rewatched their launch.
No.
They turned it into a movie night and just rewatched their launch. Nobody wanted to look out into space. Everybody was just too sick to do it.
So it was just them and Space Jam.
You wonder, what's is it worth all that money you guys paid to not? That's your one opportunity.
Have you ever vomited in space?
Not yet.
Okay, then what? Then they've got you.
Not yet, but I did do a stunt plane moment.
Oh, did you really?
Did you do the vomit comet?
It was for Sanford Air Show.
Oh, okay. But did you have weightlessness inside the cabin? Is that the whole...
and G-forces on different parts of my body that I couldn't handle. But I found out after the fact, and I think for the best, that had I vomited, it would have been like $50,000 worth of a cleanup.
No, it wouldn't have.
Yes, they were on the phone with Sean and C-Lane because we were on the air, and I was just like, oh my God. And they said if I had vomited, it would have been a hefty bill.
Wow. Like an Uber cleanup fee. I love that.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't cover the shade. I looked at everything around me.
Right,
Wow. All right. Well, remember that massive asteroid that at one point scientists thought could strike Earth?
Yeah.
No, now it has a chance of hitting the moon.
Does it really?
In 2032. Yeah, new data from the James Webb Telescope gives the asteroid named 2024 TR4.
TR4.
A 4% chance of smashing into the moon.
Okay, that went up. Because we were at like 0.03.
It was like 0.04 or something like that.
Yeah, now it's 4% chance. The rock, though, don't worry about it. The height of about a 15-story building.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Not at all.
What happens if the moon is destroyed?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to ask. What if it just splits in half like an hour later?
I don't know if a 15-story building could split it in half, but, I mean, if it knocked it at all off its orbit, I mean, our tides would be all messed up because that's what controls the tides.
Oh, God. So can we send Bruce Willis and Ben?
And if that's gone, what do we make romantic movies out of?
I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
we'll
a good
have anything
question.
to stare at while we try to make out.
All right. It took extensive DNA testing, but we now know the identities of 2 people found dead at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The Broward County Sheriff's Office has identified 2 people who were found dead in January in the wheel well of a JetBlue plane. They were an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old. And apparently there was supposed to be a third teen who still remains unaccounted for.
Oh, wow.
The teens were found after a flight from New York landed at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Relatives tell Local 10 News down in Miami the teens were from the Dominican Republic. And again, there was word that 3 teens were going to try and get out of the country. And again, those 2 were found in the wheel well. One remains
I
unaccounted
think they
for.
were dead when they got into New York.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, because that's the plane that had a couple stops beforehand. And did they ascertain that they'd been in there for a little bit, that they already had some decomposition happening or something, or no?
I can't. I do remember that, but
yeah,
I thought they'd been in there a little bit, guys, like more than
when
one
that
flight.
story broke, it became clear after a day or 2 that they were like, they've been in here for a minute.
And that's because that was the question of, wait a minute, if you found them after routine post-flight maintenance, where was the post-flight maintenance missing?
Right.
If they weren't found right away.
Yeah, because that gear's got to come down every time that plane comes down. That's for
or
sure.
Or goes up.
Yeah,
what are you looking at?
Maybe they didn't know, and they literally got smushed up into the cramp.
Jimmy.
What?
I don't know. I think it's more atmospheric, just up without oxygen and sub-freezing temperatures. Yeah, exactly. All right, Central Florida, it's not going to be sub-freezing this weekend because we're going to be bracing for unseasonably hot temperatures this weekend. Today's highs expected to reach into the mid to upper 80s near the coast. Could be low 90s for areas west of I-95. That's about 10 degrees above normal for early April. We're supposed to be, we're supposed to be about 80, 81 is our average high. But don't worry, it's going to get even hotter Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, there we go. Highs are forecast to reach the mid-90s across the region by Sunday afternoon. Think of the average on Sunday being about 93.
I'll be inside
when
for
it
that.
should be about like 80.
Yeah. It could cool down on Monday and Tuesday with chances of some rain showers and storms in the forecast. Actually, part of that same storm system that is sweeping across the midsection of the United States, killing 8 people, spawning tornadoes left and right. We won't be getting anything near that, but we could use the rain.
Yeah, it is going to be mild next week, though.
It is. It's going to be beautiful.
That will be the last inkling of any blast at all will be next week.
Well, listen, if the heat doesn't bother you, this weekend does mark the first consecutive Saturday and Sunday in April, and that means license-free freshwater fishing in Florida.
Nice.
License-free fishing days are aimed at giving an opportunity to residents and non-residents who don't yet have their fishing license to experience it or introduce a friend to fishing without them having to purchase a license. That is, until they're hooked. Rules on season, bag, and size limits still apply. The next opportunity to fish without a license comes in June, both for fresh and saltwater.
Sabby, can you cast a fishing rod?
Bet your butt I can.
Can you really?
Absolutely.
Have you ever fished before? You've done that? You've cast it?
Oh, a bunch.
Oh, very nice.
I grew up on the water,
Oh, nice.
essentially. My dad had a boat.
Oh, good. That's cool.
And, I mean, it took a lot of trial and error. And a lot of hooks and other people instead of kids. But
That's always a hoot.
I certainly can cast a
You get on
rod.
a boat, you make sure you know who can cast or not, because you don't want to catch one of those in the earlobe.
No.
I just want to try that fly fishing thing.
I know.
That seems fun.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
They say once you try fly fishing, like it becomes
Your
so
life?
zen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you
Fly
start
life.
making your own flies.
Anytime you can dodge a bear while you're trying to fish.
Now we're talking.
Phillips used to do that all the time. He used to tie he tied his own little flies and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said, man, it's hard. It's hard
It
doing
is
that.
hard, but-
there's a weird kind of thing you got to do with both of your hands there.
But still, they say once you get it down, it's very almost like Tai Chi in the water.
Is that what it is? And you're catching rainbow perch? Is that what you're trying to catch with that? It was like perch or whatever it is?
That's some good eating right there.
Yeah.
All right, a dog is alive today thanks to its heroic owner. Tampa's Kimberly Spencer was walking her dog Kona on Tuesday when a 6-foot alligator attacked. The gator had Kona's head in its mouth, and Spencer sprang into action. She says she stopped thinking and just jumped on the gator and pried its jaws open.
No way. She went into mom's strength.
She went, straight up. Yeah, hell hath no fury.
That's that adrenaline strength,
Exactly,
right? Where like
exactly.
2 dudes turn a van over or something?
Now, Phil Walters from Gator Guide says what Kimberly did was brave, but it's also very risky.
Yeah.
You might be successful, but there's also been people that have been killed doing that, especially with an extremely large alligator. Do not be aloof. Be aware of your surroundings. Do not walk your dogs or pets near water.
That's the truth. The gator let go of Kona and ran back into the lake it came from. Spencer and Kona were cut and needed stitches, but they are healing. A trapper later removed the 6-foot gator.
Yeah.
Speaking of gators in the heat, maybe you'd rather just stay inside and watch some sports. Well, on paper, they're the favorites, but the University of Florida men's basketball team feels like a bunch of underdogs. UF will play Auburn tomorrow night in the Final Four in San Antonio. The Gators are a team of transfers from smaller schools who were overlooked in the preseason. Florida was picked to finish 6th in the SEC before the season started. Now they're just a game away from playing for a national championship, and it's been a while since a Florida team has made it this far.
It has. I mean, last time I think they won back-to-back.
I remember back in the day, it was
10 years ago, or whatever
Seminoles and Gators. Seminoles and Gators.
Yeah.
You couldn't get away from UF or FSU. Go Knights. Now, Elijah Martin has been here before. He was on FAU's Final Four team 2 years ago. His message to his teammates is that success can change your character, so never forget where you came from. You have any? I know you're not a college basketball.
I'm not a college basketball guy. I really hate college basketball.
Oh, do you really?
I just
you hate it?
I don't like the. I hate the structure of the game. I hate everything about it. I don't think it's not fun to me to watch at all. Not in the least.
March anger for you.
I guess so.
I just don't care for it all.
All right.
I never have though. I've never really enjoyed college basketball. I don't know why. It's just lame. It is. It's lame.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, exactly. How do you feel,
what.
Jimmy? I think you're holding back just a little bit.
It's just like, look, here's the thing.
Did you try out for college basketball?
No, I can play basketball. I'm actually a pretty good shot, but the thing is I just don't like the college game. It's just I don't know. It just annoys the hell out of me.
Some people are like that with college football.
Yeah, I used to have a 45-second shot clock. It took forever. It's sloppy. It's just I don't know. It's not fun to me.
All right, this segment brought to you by college basketball.
I'd much rather have ladies golf. Just go ahead.
That's boobs, isn't it?
Yeah. Charlie Hull.
Well, for the gamers out there, you're going to have to wait to be able to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2.
What?
Yeah, the video game giant announced today that it's delaying pre-orders due to the global tariffs. Nintendo.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to ordering
They first
that.
got hit for the price of this thing, right? That was the first thing that everybody was kind of freaking out about.
Investment.
Yeah.
Nintendo said pre-orders will not start April 9th, quote, in order to assess the potential impact of tariffs and evolving market conditions, end quote. Of course, all the news this week up until the tariff announcement had been, when is Nintendo 2 dropping? You know, the new console is still set for release on June 5th. It will cost $449 on its own or $499 as a bundle with Mario Kart World.
Wild.
That's a lot, right?
I got the Switch during COVID, COVID times, and But I loved it, and I think it's a very great system. They really jumped on the price.
Yeah. It's because that's as much as a console is, right? Like a gaming console. Isn't that as much as a PS5
that's
or
what I paid for.
an Xbox? That's exactly the same price, maybe even more.
Better be that good.
Yeah.
That good, and then
also
some.
My birthday is April 25th. I'm just gonna throw that out.
You got it. I'm making a note.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally.
Oh, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, the Wizard of Wiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Is off to see the Las Vegas Sphere. The Cutting Edge venue announced the Wizard of Oz at Sphere. Oh, dude.
That's an acid trip.
Yes.
Are you kidding?
Will open in August. It will present the 1939 film and what's being described as, quote, a fully immersive experience, end
that's
quote.
so much.
Sphere collaborated with Warner Brothers, Discover, Google, and Magna Opus for the production that it says, quote, will maintain the integrity of the original while pushing the boundaries of Sphere's experiential medium, end quote.
Damn.
Since opening in 2023, Sphere has hosted bands like U2, Dead & Company, The Eagles. I mean, Fish is getting ready to start a...
That weird DJ that has like a giant human that's coming at your face.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. That's bucket list, right? Red Rocks and the Sphere. I want to see shows at Red Rocks and Sphere, as well as showing a film from director Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
And that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 407-916-1041.
I know,
Text
because you
us
always know what to do.
at 77031. Back in a sec with Embers only here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. We made it to the weekend and we're going to be in for a mild night through the overnight. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s, and looking through the weekend, temperatures lingering throughout the low 90s. Looking at 91 on Saturday and Sunday, looking at a high of 93 degrees. A hot and humid weekend ahead. Make sure you get outside and enjoy. From the Fox 35 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Laurel Blanchard.
This report is sponsored by Lear Capital.
Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA Guide at BetterNestEgg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. Go to BetterNestEgg.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Love telling people about Life Imaging FLA. Here's the deal, man. If you have a history of heart issues in your family, there is zero reason you shouldn't be over there right now. Let me tell you, man, these guys can look inside your chest to make sure you have no problems. They'll give you that calcium score. You want a 0, and if you don't have a 0, that way you can go get the treatment that you need. Did this for my in-laws, and I'll never forget standing right next to my wife when my mother-in-law called to let her know that her parents were fine. Their scans were clear. You could feel that pressure just kind of release. That's exactly what they're all about. And remember, there are no dyes. You don't take your clothes off, and the entire process only takes a few minutes. So don't wait. Do what I did. My wife did. In-laws have done. So many Central Floridians. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening as well. Early detection does save lives. Here's how you do it. Just simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Can you trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday?
No!
Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this part-time hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For a limited time while supplies last. Valid in-store only. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Get ready for 3 days of extraordinary store-wide savings at International Diamond Center. Next weekend, April 11th, 12th, and 13th. You get extra savings across the board at IDC. Up to 20% off. Rings, bands, bracelets, earrings. Acclaimed bridal designers will be flying in with all new styles. Get extra savings on thousands of engagement rings and all GIA certified diamonds. Up to 20% off and up to 3 years zero interest financing. April 11th through 13th only, and only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Mall at Millennia, and Waterford Lakes.
Radio 104.1.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at JimColbertLive.com.
This is a Missy Ellie one-time exclusive. Come on.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate that. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby's here with us today.
Howdy.
We appreciate that, Sab.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Got a big weekend planned, Sab?
Chugga chugga.
What are you doing? Oh, stop. Wrong one. What are you doing this weekend? Anything cool?
To be honest, it's one of the only weekends until October that I have kind of completely free.
Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it.
What do you do on those weekends? Are you a house cleaner then? Or you just kind of chill in the house, maybe watch some movies?
Yeah, a little bit of both. But my girlfriend moved in February, and there is a lot to do. Like, there's one room that's packed to the gills, and
With
I
her
shut
stuff?
the door.
Oh, yeah.
My stuff, too.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like a socially acceptable hoarder. Like,
Okay.
it looks like a cute museum.
Okay, very nice. What do you hoard?
It's just trinkets and this and that and stuff that I'm definitely going to use down the road.
Right.
Yeah.
But right now, and I've been really good about it, is I have a room of donation boxes. So the plan is to not just take it to Smush Mill, where they can sell it off. I'd love to take it to a place that people don't have to pay for it and that really need it, like clothes and gowns. I have gowns.
Yeah, a lot of times you have to do it with churches, though, because, I mean, I think all those other places, like the secondary market, whether it be Goodwill, Salvation Army, even the thrift stores, when you donate it just to get rid of it, I mean, they're going to make money off of it.
All day.
You just got to find out the ones that give the biggest percentage of those sales to the actual charity.
Mustard seed. Take it to mustard seed.
Yeah, mustard seed's a really good one.
I have some blouses for my mom and myself that are really, really nice that I'm not going to wear.
That's a great idea.
I'm going to bring that to the staff because I used to volunteer there, and they're such a great group of people, but they work for a nonprofit. They don't make a lot of money, and they don't get to shop at, Macy's or White House Black Market.
Absolutely.
So I bring it there, and then whatever they don't want or can't use, they can always sell in the thrift store and fill the coffers at the mustard seed.
And that stays in town. The one thing I have a problem with when it comes to supporting big charities is you don't know where the money is. That's why we try to keep it as local as possible, keep it with places like Second Harvest and mustard seed areas and things of that nature, simply because we know the money stays in town.
So that's the plan. And will I end up just watching 8 hours worth of television? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Probably, but, I think Goodwill, there's some of those charities right now, those nonprofits that are collecting gowns and allowing teenagers, with families.
The prom season?
Yeah, prom season. A lot of families don't have the money to go buy a $150, $200 dress for a prom. So a lot of cases right now, like Goodwill is doing some fashion shows with gowns that they've received as donations so that teen girls can still go to prom.
That's very cool. Did you, you went to a private school. Did you go to prom?
I did.
You did. They do have proms at private.
They do.
That's probably the stupidest question ever, but I honestly do not know if private schools adhere.
What else do you think happens at private schools?
Well, you forgot the story.
I didn't know if they adhere to the specific thing that public schools do as well, like Sadie Hawkins, homecoming, and things of that nature.
I don't remember Sadie Hawkins, but if you remember my freshman year in high school, I had asked to go to prom, and my mom said, "No, you're too young."
Oh.
And then I got picked for court, which meant I had to go to prom.
And you got the go-ahead?
Problem solved. Mom and Dad came with.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Deb.
Picked out my dress and my date.
You're in India now.
Yeah.
It's very Latin. You recorded.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Is that a very Latin thing? To have your mom pick out dates?
I mean, back in the day, yeah.
Right, like you didn't go on dates, and if my mom was
You had
never
a
alone with my
chaperone.
father ever until the day that they were married.
Oh, yeah.
You have got to be kidding me.
Oh, no. You had somebody with you, an adult with you, up until you got married. That's a thing.
Either my uncles or my grandmother, but my mother and my father were never left alone.
Generationally, where is that still active, or is that kind of a thing that's kind of fallen
Not
by
in
the
my
wayside?
house.
Not in
your
my
house.
house.
Right, right. Yeah, I was gonna say you're Cuban descent.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was like the
That's
the
the rule.
story of my grandparents. Like my grandmother was in Cuba, my grandfather born in New York, Irish parents.
There you go. That's the way
Met
it's done.
my grandmother in Cuba and didn't speak a lick of Spanish, but wanted to marry that woman.
Yeah.
That's
And
how my
every-
grandfather did it too.
Every single date, they were with an adult until they got married. And he learned Spanish eventually.
They had a chaperone until they got married.
Until they got married.
Yeah.
They were never in a room alone, even the movie theaters.
No touchy, no kissy.
I mean, I'm
And they
sure
probably
there's a way to
snuck
figure it
some,
out.
but
No holding hands, anything like that.
I mean, they could hold hands,
They
but
could.
there was
daylight.
none of.
Got to have some daylight.
There has to just be space between you. No,
Yeah.
no flesh touching flesh.
Uh-huh.
You know, make sure she keeps that dime between her kneecaps. Better
Decades
not hear
later-
that dime here that hit the ground.
Her granddaughter was just grinding it out at the 8th grade dance to Yin Yang Twins. No spirit room.
Just popping that ass.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
awkward.
that pent up stuff, man. It's all that pent up stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my prom dress, sleeves to here, cowl neck, down to my ankles.
Down to your ankles, like.
I mean, it was a beautiful, beautiful royal blue dress, but all you could see was my neck in my hands. That was it. There was no plunging
Please,
neckline.
God, tell me you have a photograph of that somewhere.
I don't know.
Your mother has to have a photograph
I don't
of that
know,
somewhere.
but it was one of those moments where they called my name. We walked up to court. I got my rose. I came off the stage. We walked out and went to Perkins.
Perkins is always the perfect
Oh
one.
yeah. Good ass pancakes there, Perkins, by the way.
Absolutely.
Did you go to prom, Savvy?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, I went to prom bunch and homecoming. I was on prom court as well.
Very nice.
Oh wow! But did your mom pick out your date and dress?
No.
You missed a good
She
moment.
allowed me to pick my dress, and to full circle it, I found it in my closet and is now part of my gown donation box. I'm like, why do I still have this?
Wow.
And it was a plunging neckline.
Oh, really?
Was it really?
Yeah, and a lot of pads in the boobs because I wasn't wearing now as an adult.
What color was it?
Black. Yeah.
You wore a black prom dress?
Oh, yeah.
Gangster.
Yeah.
Totally.
and
That is straight
it
gangster.
got me so close to being laid.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, but it's just a couple of years to like fully
Yeah.
get laid.
Full swing.
Yeah.
There you
yeah,
go.
no, Catholic girl.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us
The most dangerous.
at 77031. All right, let's do Embers only.
Now, it's time to explore the world of cigars, spirits, and other things that make life worth living. This is Embers Only.
Embers Only brought to you by our good friends over at Corona Cigar Company. 3 of these beautiful lounges right here in Central Florida. A couple on the West Coast as well. Here in town, it's downtown Sand Lake and Heathrow. They're awesome. The ones over on the West Coast are Sarasota and Tampa. And they are always online at coronacigar.com. And what is Corona Cigar? These are actually lounges. I mean, it is a cigar store. There's no question.
Well,
but
one little part of it.
it's so much more than that because, I mean, it's a store where you go in and you actually get to use the products in the store when you get them. Find yourself a nice smoke, go sit down, get yourself a nice drink, chill out. While away a couple hours. They're all about that life. They love it. Matter of fact, going downtown has chairs outside where you can just kind of sit and watch the world go by, watch the madness that is downtown.
That's nice.
That is a good time.
And it's just a wonderful spot. It really is. And, of course, they have the best selection of cigars in Orlando. It's not even close, really. All you seasoned smokers, hard stuff to find, and you noobs, they got you covered as well. Even better, they have the employees to guide you to where you need to be in your smoking life. In other words, if you just started, they can get you to something really nice and mild. Or if you're a seasoned smoker, they can find you something really nice and hard to find, maybe.
I remember being a little sheepish the first time we had gone into a Corona cigar, specifically the one downtown Orlando, and being like, I'm not like a big cigar smoker. I mean, you probably don't. And they're like, oh, well,
Yeah,
what do you
love that.
like?
They
Put
love
this
it.
in your mouth.
They love that because
They
actually
do.
they can teach. When you get people who kind of know what they're doing, they're kind of guiding the employee around. It's just kind of one of those things. And I've talked to them. I know that's the case.
Gives them a chance to shine.
And they also have one of the greatest collections of spirits. So if you're looking for a hard-to-find bourbon or scotch or
Now
maybe
we're talking.
a nice wine or a tequila, reposado or reposado rums.
Reposado.
Yeah. They have all of that. And they're wonderful people. All the accoutrement, whether it be humidor, cutters, lighters, they have it all. And they're great. We love them, and you will as well. All right, let's get to the cigar. I've said it 100 times. I'd never tried one of these cigars until last year, and now we feature them a lot. It's the Aging Room Quattro Connecticut Vibrato.
You're going to
Now,
light it up here right in the studio, huh?
That sounds like a lot. But what you have is really what looks to be a box press cigar. It's mild bodied. I had one this afternoon, and it is really nice and mild. But listen, don't think that it affects the flavor. It really has a lot of flavor. You have binder and fillers with tobacco from the Dominican Republic. The blend is covered with a smooth and creamy Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, and that's what gets you the nice little cedar and toasted nuts. That flavor that comes in there, really, really nice, easy to smoke. The one thing about these Aging Room cigars that I've noticed for sure is the construction is absolutely, I mean, it's flawless. The draw is so good. This thing will literally smoke itself. You could set it on a table, and it would burn all the way down the label on its own. I want that. I like cigars that I don't have to work real hard to smoke. I like them to just kind of be in my mouth, and then anytime I give a little puff, I get a nice big blast of smoke, and it kind of wafts over your taste buds where you get that really great flavor. That's what it's all about.
Now, to store something like that, is it you can maybe leave it in the trunk drawer, or you have to put it in the humidifier thing?
It's better to have a humidifier, but what these guys have is they have these humidity packs or humipacks, what they're called, and it's like a little plastic pouch that has a wet something in there. I don't even really know what it is.
Oh,
It's
wow. Magic.
And you basically just throw it in the box, and it keeps them in pretty good shape. If you're going to start smoking, I do suggest a humidor. But if you're not really into it, and you're just going to buy a couple to try them here and again, yeah, it'll be fine like that. But if you buy a box of these, it's a good deal because this box is usually very expensive, and it's way, way cheaper. This usually goes off at $264 a box.
Whoa.
Right now, $99.95.
Wow, are you kidding?
62% off of this cigar, and I'm telling you, it is a winner. It's the Aging Room Quattro Connecticut Vibrato, and it is your cigar of the week at only $99.95 a box. That is literally more than half off.
Yeah, that's great.
And it is a quality smoke for $100. You will never be able to buy a box of $100 cigars. It's better than this. 20 cigars for $100. Cannot beat it.
Not at all.
Yummy.
So give them today. Again, it's the Aging Room Quattro Connecticut Vibrato, and it is your cigar of the week. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show and Primetime Kitchen.
Westwood One's coverage of March Madness resumes Saturday with a Final Four as Duke faces Houston and Auburn meets Florida. Coverage starts at 4 p.m. right here on Real Radio 104.1 and our free iHeartRadio app, and is presented by Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators.
Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways. The right lane's blocked on State Road 429 northbound at Forest Lake Toll Plaza. There's a crash off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound at County Road 561. Emergency crews are still on scene clearing up that accident on State Road 408 westbound at Pine Hills Road. Look out for a crash on Florida's Turnpike northbound near Orange Blossom Trail. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
Once upon a time, I was in an exclusive cult run by powerful elites. That cult was Hollywood. I escaped and created Red Pilled America, a storytelling show that tells the stories Tinseltown ignores. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app.
Guys, make the most of your spring. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, maybe stand nose to nose with the actual real space shuttle Atlantis. So much fun, guys. Launching into bold new territory this spring at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Do that at a down-to-earth price, of course. And if you have kids, there is no better place, man. This is a hands-on theme park where you get to see the story of NASA from beginning to where it is right now. And if you have a kid that is into space stuff, you You can't lose. So much fun, so hands-on. It is not a normal theme park. They let you get in there and have a good time. You are going to love the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. It is a must-see attraction year after year. Get your tickets today and learn more at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
This is it, the free event you've been waiting for. The Leesburg Bike Fest presented by Progressive, April 25th to 27th. A weekend packed with high-octane fun and rock and roll. Catch headliners Dirty Honey, Lit, Fuel, and the Marshall Tucker Band. Experience the Wall of Death, Pro Action Wrestling, 20 local bands, and more. There's something for everyone. Visit LeesburgBikeFest.com today to upgrade your experience with Sonny's Barbecue VIP passes. Sponsored by Budweiser, Gator Harley, and Discover Lake County, Florida. Leesburg Bike Fest, where the road meets rock.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Life is full of uncertainties, but finding the right lawyer shouldn't be one of them. At TK Law, we believe divorce doesn't have to tear your family apart. Our collaboratively trained attorneys work to help guide you through the process with solutions that protect what matters most: your family, your future, and your peace of mind. With the right guidance, you can move forward with confidence. Find a lawyer that truly cares. Visit onefirmforlife.com to learn more about your options today. TK Law, one firm for life.
You don't know what you're missing until you see the difference. Imagine waking up and seeing clearly. No glasses, no contacts, just crystal clear vision. At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we make that dream a reality. Experience the freedom of life without lenses. Your best vision is waiting. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply dial pound 250 and say better vision. That's pound 250, keyword better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again, because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
UB40, the Relentless Tour 2025. August 19th, Hard Rock Live, Orlando. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster and Hard Rock Live box office. UB40, in concert.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
With spring just around the corner, Invisible Fence brand doesn't want you to be left behind. Give your dog the freedom and confidence they deserve now with an Invisible Fence system. Invisible Fence works in any weather, giving you confidence in your pet's safety at all times. Our pet professionals are experts at customizing solutions to your yard, your needs, and your dog's wants. Let us help you take full advantage of springtime when it's here. Spring into action and visit InvisibleFence.com to learn more.
Core Flooring Center in Winter Park is the go-to destination for flooring. Visit coreflooringfl.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
That's right, guys. Time for another Primetime Kitchen here on Real Radio 104.1, featuring our good friend Fayez Cara from the Orlando Weekly. We'll get to Fayez in just 1 second. First things first, if you like cooking outside, my friends over at Tools Ace Hardware have you covered. Big Green Egg, Traeger, Napoleon, Weber grills. They even have griddle tops as well, Uni and Gosney pizza ovens. But even better, really, when it comes to smoking food and stuff, these guys got you covered with the great woods, all the pellets you may need, all the marinades and rubs, all the cool stuff. They can do an entire outdoor kitchen for you, plus so much other cool stuff. If you're looking to cook outside and you want to step up your outdoor area, toolsacehardware.com. 13 locations here in Central Florida. Find yours easily at toolsacehardware.com. Guys, good and loud for our friend, Mr. Fayez Cara.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Fayez, Mr. Unshorn Fayez. How are you, friend?
I got lots of steroids and Zyrtec swimming in me, so I am ready to go.
Oh, you are ready for a nap, you poor thing. By the way, I think the beard is just to help with the road rash, Jimmy.
Is that what it is?
From the expected kidnapping. He's trying to protect his lovely skin.
What did I miss?
You're not going to miss anything.
Yeah, and today's is going to be a little different. It's going to be, we're flipping a switch a little bit today when we kidnap him. Just so you know, Sabby, every day, every Friday, we kidnap Fayez and we take him to a secret part of town and make him tell us what the best thing that we choose is in that area.
Again, I don't know where this we thing comes about.
Well, you're part of the show, so you're part of the team that abuses people. That's just how it is.
I'm kidnapping too, if that's okay.
Yeah. Fayez, before we get started, I have to ask a question. We had a hot debate here. When I say hot debate, it was just a question, really. Do Canadians do prom?
Yeah.
They do?
The Canadians do prom. But it's not as big there. You know, like here you got homecoming. There's no homecoming. I had to ask my wife, what the hell is homecoming? But yeah, prom is a thing.
Okay, good. I didn't know that. I didn't know if that was a U.S. specific kind of thing. Fayez grew up in Canada.
Oh, right.
There you go.
Well, I was about to say something in a different language. But, oui. Thank you for your maple
syrup. She's about to whip out her Punjabi.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
All right. Like I said, Fayez is the restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly. Calls us every Friday to tell us what's happening in the world of food and drink here in the city of Orlando. And there is plenty. So let's get to it. Let's get to this review. I can't even pronounce the place.
I'm about to speak Canadian there, Jim. It's a place called Chez Les Copains. Chez Les Copains. Say it with me, Jim.
Yeah, Chez Les Copains.
Nope.
No, Copains.
Chez Les Copains.
Watch your mouth.
Is that it?
Chez Les Copains.
Chez Les Copains.
So,
Ches
Les Copains.
Les Companions.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right there.
I've watched that porn.
Yes. Chez Les Copains. This is say it like that. Is a brasserie on the second floor of the city food hall, which is in Ivanhoe Village. It used to be the Yard on the Hall. And it's a restaurant by a chef's DJ Tangolin, who had Danilo's Pasta Bar on the second floor of East End Market, and Chef Mike Calantes. Of course, he has Soseki, the Michelin star Soseki, Sushi Saint, and the two, they became chums, or copains, as the French say. Now you know what it means. When they were working at the great chef Eric Repair's restaurant in Philadelphia. It was a place called 10 Arts. It's now closed, but so now the two have a brasserie that they've opened up together, and I'm going to focus on the good, because there's plenty of good here. So there are some misses, but as far as brasserie fare is concerned, they have all the sort of the staples. You know, they have a steak tartare. Here they serve it with bone marrow. It is absolutely amazing. They have a bouillabaisse with with local snapper. It's got like Cape Canaveral shrimp in there, some clams, some mussels, and it's in this really nice pomodoro sauce with pearl couscous. He's got escargot. He's got a lovely dry aged duck that he thrice lacquers in an orange glaze, and he serves it with this white bean cassoulet. It's amazing. And of course, he has steak frite. And of course the fries are great. And here the steak frite, it comes sort of lathered in a beurre vert, which is kind of like a beurre blanc sauce. It's a butter with white wine sauce. But here it's infused with fine herbe. I'm speaking so much French.
Yeah, you're
I understand
you're losing everybody. Yeah.
No, I got it.
Yeah, I'm losing everybody. They're all changing the channel.
Oui.
Yeah. So all of that stuff is amazing. There are like some misses, and the smaller bites, for example, some of them come with so much Parmesan shaved on it, like the duxelles, which is mushrooms, that you kind of lose the flavor of it. Their desserts, I feel, didn't live up to the level of the savories, and the space itself. My friend said it looked kind of staged, and I said something to the effect that the Hand of Wayfair had a role in accoutering portions of the restaurant. But it is on the second floor, and they have a lovely outdoor patio area. And right now, that's the season. This is the season to be dining outside. So if you do go, make a reservation, sit outside. You'll get the feel and the vibe of the place, and you won't feel as confined sitting in that in the room that I found a bit staged. But and I have to mention my favorite dish on the menu there were the mussels, and the mussels are very common now in pretty much every restaurant.
Yep.
But he serves it with this blue cheese sauce that is amazing. I was actually telling him that he needs to make that sauce into a soup. It's that good. So definitely get the mussels.
It's so funny. My buddy Code Black isn't a gigantic fan of French food, but what was the place down that Clay would cook for downtown for a while?
Oh yeah, Dovecote.
Yeah, Dovecote had mussels with that nice broth, and they would bring out basically a loaf of bread, and my man would sit there. Man would sit there and legit slurp that mussel juice, butter, whatever that was.
Yeah,
he loved it. That is a staple dish for the French, and they nailed it. So.
In fact, the escargot are served with these toasted brioche, and I was just taking the brioche and like dipping it into the sauce and just sopping it up.
I'd love to be able to dip a bread into something.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even if you're not supposed to, I'm just like, can I have a little bit of bread to dip into it?
People were just asking quickly, when you say brasserie, and I know that's it's French for sure, but what does that mean? A lot of people are kind of asking, what is a brasserie?
Yeah, so brasserie, I mean, the word itself, I believe, means brewery. So brasseries are often like,
like an English pub would be
associated with brass.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do have brass elements, but they're supposed to be like loud, clack, a lot of clamor and clang and like busy and not so pretentious. And serving like traditional classic, French cuisine.
Yeah,
they're not as fancy as like a restaurant.
Got it.
Or as casual as a cafe.
Nice.
And they're usually open all day. Like in France, like brasseries are open all hours of the day. A bistro is only open for like lunch and dinner.
Got it.
But of course, this is Orlando, and I think they're probably using the term brasserie very loosely in some ways. But yeah, those are the essential
all right,
differences.
Very good. All right, sounds like basically a French pub almost.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, but I should mention that. Okay, so because it's in the city food hall, they don't have their liquor and wine license yet because it's associated with an address, and the rest of the food hall isn't open yet. So if you want to bring your own wine, you can. They're charging a $10 corkage fee, which I think is kind of lame. Like, if you're not offering wine, don't charge a corkage fee.
That is lame.
But what a lot of people who are going to Chez Le Copain are doing, they're going to Ardennes just across the street. Okay, just across the little patch of grass. In fact, they're picking up a bottle of wine from Ardennes and then bringing it upstairs to Chez Le Copain. So right now, that's what people are doing.
Okay, very nice. Well, let's move on to the breaking news. A couple of items here before we get to the James Beard Awards.
Yeah, so I just caught wind today. There's a place called Grappolo Cucina Italiana that's going to be opening in the old Farm House space in Winter Park at 526 South Park Avenue in Winter Park. And the owners had a restaurant, or I believe still have a restaurant just outside of London in East Horsley called La Meridiana. And so it seems to be very well received. They're going to be making their own pastas, and with a name like grappolo, which means bunch, like bunch of grapes, like bunch in Italian. I'm presuming the wine list is also going to be very good. But yeah, we're going to be getting evidently a decent Italian restaurant right there on Park Avenue. And the second piece of breaking news is that in the old Mongolorian space there in Mills 50, right at East Colonial Drive in Bumby, there's going to be a Hawaiian restaurant called Moa Kai Hawaiian Diner opening there. And it's from the same owner as Chicken, the Korean fried chicken place.
Yeah, right up the street.
And Pokehana, which is on East Colonial. And they also have one in Windermere. And so they're looking to open right around June. They'll offer like a lot of Hawaiian fare, everything from the Simon noodle soups to spam musubi to like loco moco, which is sort of like a rice and hamburger and egg and gravy and that sort of thing. And they're going to have cocktails, unlike the Mongolians. So they're going to have cocktails, mai tais, and the like. So that's going to be opening up in June. So look for those two restaurants.
Yeah, and the guys over at Pocahontas are the nicest people as well. When we did our Holy Takamole thing, they were offering that rice taco shell, that hard rice taco shell with their, because you can get the three of them, one with pork, one with chicken, and I think one with tuna, and that is an absolute must there. And if you haven't been there with their garlic fried chicken as well over rice with the edamame, it's so good, and the guys are so nice, and it's also very affordable.
Yeah, and his name is Hoi Win is his name. And
Two
yeah,
Hoys?
so
Hoi Win.
No?
No, just one Hoi.
Hoi.
Yeah,
Got
you
it.
said Hoi twice. We thought it was Hoi Win.
Hoi. No, it's just one Hoi.
Yeah,
One
there
Hoi.
you go.
One Hoy?
Hoi Win.
Okay, there we go.
All right, and James Beard Awards, and of course, I actually commented on the Facebook post today. I think 1 second after it was posted up about obviously the guys over at Good Salt.
So happy for Jason and Sue Chin. They're obviously one of the finalists for Outstanding Restaurateur, along with 4 other restaurateurs around the country. So that deserves a clap. That's huge. Yeah, like in 2003, Henry Mosso became our first James Beard Award finalist for Best Chef South, and then last year we had Kaya become a finalist for Best New Restaurant, and this year not only do we have the Chins for Outstanding Restaurateur, but we also have Omo by Jaunt in the Best New Restaurant category. So we have like 2 finalists for the first time ever. And so, I'm hoping that 2025 is the year that one of those 2, maybe even both, bring home the hardware. Omo by Jaunt is arguably the one restaurant we've talked about most on this show.
Right, yeah.
So really happy for Chef Ryan Rotino there, very well deserving. And he's going up against 9 other restaurants around the country. So that's going to be a bit tougher. But I wouldn't count them out. The only thing I think they may have going against them is the fact that they're a tasting menu restaurant,
right?
And they may be going up against restaurants that aren't, that are traditional restaurants serving like 100 people or something. So is that a level playing field or not? I think those are going to be sort of the criteria that'll be evaluated, I think, by the judges. When the winners are announced. June 16th in Chicago.
Very nice. Yeah, we're doing a gig with Jason and Sue at Osprey coming up in early May. We're doing a boozy brunch up there, so I can't wait to.
Oh, great!
Yeah, I can't wait to do that. We're trying to work out get all the menu worked out, all the details worked out now. But it's going to be brunch with some burlesque and some tree and all kinds of fun stuff. Oh yeah, it's going to be badass.
Awesome. All right.
We did these years ago with Primetime Kitchen and my wife. We would go out and do these. We did one of the ones we did at Reyes was one of our best ones ever. And as you're eating, we have burlesque. Players go through, entertainers come through. We do trivia. It's a blast, man.
I like that. I never thought the brunch and burlesque would come together.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of you guys.
We build a menu, charge a price. You come in, you sit down, and like for 2.5, 3 hours, we just entertain the hell out of you, and you get great food. Can't lose.
That was fun.
Sure.
I was at that one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good ass time, wasn't it? That was sold out. So hopefully we're doing that again. That'll be at the Osprey in downtown Baldwin Park. We'll give you more information as we get a little closer to that. All right, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm very ready.
For people who don't understand, every week we kidnap Fayez and we take him to a certain part of town for a certain thing to eat or enjoy. And Fayez has really suffered some severe trauma because of this.
Horrible for him.
But so what's happening here, buddy, is this: you're out swimming, just having a nice swim. You're relaxing, right? You're just enjoying yourself, just chilling out. But what you don't know is just under you, I have a narco sub. And I reach up and pull you into it.
Narco sub. Let that sink in.
Then I take you out about 100 feet out into the lake, and I let you out and then drag you in with my narco sub into the shoreline. And you're laying there, and you're dead. You have drowned. But luckily, I am here for you, and I basically start doing wrestling moves on your chest until you spit out a fish and 2 eels. And then you do come back to life. And what I do is while you're laying there, I come in from behind you and I hook the top part of your jaw with my hand. Okay. And I drag you through my yard, which is full of sand spurs, by the way.
Anyone else horny?
All the way up to the driveway, sit you up, smack you twice in the back like the old wrestling guys used to do when they choked you out to wake you back up. And then I look you in your face, and as you're coughing and wheezing and your eyes are red and you really can barely still breathe, you're dripping wet, you just had a trauma experience, I look at you and I say, fool, take me to the best cocktail and small bites place in Orlando. The best cocktail and small bite place in the city of Orlando. Let's do it.
You really should work for ICE.
I did this to a guy yesterday afternoon.
By the way, the fish and the two eels was my lunch, so now I'm really pissed. Okay, what cocktails and small bites?
Yeah, cocktails and small bites. I want to go because you and I both know that we like to eat small pieces of food and eat a lot of different stuff, and then have a cocktail to kind of go along with that. That's kind of the idea. A really nice a nice cocktail that you can't lose, and maybe a little something to snack on while you're enjoying that.
Well, you'll recall we went to Death in the Afternoon there in Mills 50. It's the Absinthe bar that has a really great menu. Otto's High Dive comes to mind. That's there in the Milk District. They have a really
Sabby's a fan.
Just went for the first time this weekend.
They have a decent, I have a decent like Cuban offerings, and the cocktails are amazing. DBA, which is right next door to the Strand. It's run by the same owners, really nice owners, Joseph and Alda Rees. So they've opened a bar right next door to the Strand, and they also offer their own sort of unique small bites there. Let's see what else. The neighbors upstairs at the East End Market. That's where Danello's Pasta Bar used to be. So now you can get great cocktails and they have lamb ribs up there, by the way, at the neighbors. Yeah,
real good, huh?
How about? Yeah, and I think they actually offer a cocktail menu with pairings, or it's like a food menu with pairings. I can't remember the other way around, but with the lamb ribs, I think they're doing their version of a pisco sour. It's a pisco-based drink. So, the neighbors, check them out.
How about, I know that this is I think it's a chain. Is Bula a chain?
Yeah, Booyah is a chain. Booyah to me is like a full-fledged restaurant. They're like a full-fledged Spanish wine bar restaurant type of thing. Yeah, but I mean, if you want to have a sherry with some with your patatas bravas or something like that.
Ham croquettes.
Spanish croquettes. Yeah.
So good,
man. The ham croquettes. So Tori, that's another place.
Oh,
Japanese, really good. Their chicken skin. Oh God, their chicken skin yakitori with one of their Suntory based with one of their highballs. Yeah, that's
very nice, man. Well, that's a hell of a list. I did not expect that many.
Mills 50.
Yeah.
Mills 50.
It's great. Everything you said, I love.
Just park and walking around Mills 50 and get hammered and full. You'll be fine.
After
I will say, there's a place in the North Quarter, right next door to Reyes. It's a new Thai place called Talay, and Talay has a little speakeasy bar connected to it called Noir. Noir, which is black in French. I don't know why it's French, but anyway, that's a speakeasy that also has its own small bites like satay and little tapas type dishes. So I haven't actually eaten there. I've just gone in to check it out, but yeah, that just opened. So if you want to try some of the new, check out Noir Bar.
There you go, man.
North Quarter.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. You guys give it up good and loud for Fayez Kara.
Yay! Excellent suggestion, despite the traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, exactly. All right, where can we find you, buddy?
Oh, you can find me at OrlandoWeekly.com. Just click on food and drink. You'll find all my reviews, all the newsy bits there. And you can check me out on Instagram at It's Fayez Kara, ITSFAIYAZKARA. I got all my stuff posted there and photos and more.
All right, go shave, more Benadryl, and we'll see you soon.
I will.
All right, buddy. We'll see you
better,
later. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks for joining us for Primetime Kitchen, brought to you by our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Look, guys, when you're dialing in your backyard for those special days, Tools has you covered with the best grills out there, Weber, Traeger, and of course, Big Green Egg. All the accessories you need, all the smoking wood you need, rubs, marinades, everything to make that outdoor experience amazing. You know, those family experiences are extremely special. Make sure you're doing it right with one of these great grills from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. With 11 locations in Central Florida, chances are you're right around the corner from your next dream grill. Find yours today at toolsacehardware.com.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic's piling up on the Greenway northbound, trying to get over Lake Jessup Bridge. There's slowdowns once you get off the ramp from Florida's Turnpike to I-75 northbound, bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. There's an accident slowing down traffic on State Road 429 northbound at Forest Lake Toll Plaza. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Guys, spring is here, and Tools Ace Hardware is here to help with 11 locations with Steel outdoor power equipment. And if you don't know Steel, watch any landscaping trailer roll by and look at what they're using. The pros use Steel for a reason. The stuff is incredible. Just simply solid, well-made equipment. And at Tools Ace Hardware, we service what we sell, which means you can bring in your Steel equipment to their stores for any repairs or warranty issues. Tools is open 7 days a week with 1 to 2 day turnarounds on repairs and better pricing on labor than their competitors. Stop by for a tune-up in your equipment or take advantage of spring savings on lawnmowers, grass trimmers, edgers, and so much more. Shop for outdoor power equipment in-store or online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Can you trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday? No! Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 689-283-9776. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 689-283-9776. 689-283-9776.
Divorce can feel like a minefield. One wrong step, and your finances, your family, and your future could suffer. Before making a big decision, talk to the attorneys at TK Law. We can help you navigate the legal process, protecting what matters most. With better representation, you get better results. Call TK Law today and take the first step toward a smarter, more secure future. Visit onefirmforlife.com. Offices in Altamont Springs. That's onefirmforlife.com.
Shop International Diamond Center, April 11th through 13th, with up to 20% off rings, bands, earrings, and fashion jewelry, plus new bridal styles up to 3 years, 0% interest financing. Shop IDC, Altamont Springs, Mall of Millenia, and Waterford Lakes.
military veterans, and active duty service members. You could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
The Rocket Man has landed on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is Elton John, and this is iHeart's Elton John Radio.
Every hit, every deep cut, and the behind-the-scenes stories from Sir Elton himself.
It became my first ever hit.
From the anthems that made history to Elton's own picks, all commercial-free, including his new song with Brandi Carlile, the soundtrack of a legend. Search Elton John Radio on your iHeart app to listen now.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, what do you do with only one hand? Name me something else you only do with one hand.
You gotta use both of your hands there.
That is the funniest thing I ever heard.
One more?
Yeah, sure. Let's keep them coming.
2 hands.
Soul Man here.
Hey.
I'm curious what the success rate of the marriages are in relationships like that where, you know, they weren't ever left alone until the day they got married, because statistics, I believe, show that couples that have sex before marriage tend to not have relationships that go the duration, and I think that probably is shown by the 50% divorce rate that we have now.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Savvy is here for Jack.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks, Sam. Doing great. I don't know about that. What do you guys think about that? I
haven't been married, so.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely doing stuff, sex.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you think you could be in a long-term relationship that started out with zero physical contact?
No.
Yeah, maybe, how long did your parents date before they got married, Deborah? Do you remember?
I think about a year, maybe year and a half.
So for a year, they basically had a chaperone at every date they went on as adults, right?
Yeah.
They were adults, but still had a chaperone. And how long were they married?
7, 8 years.
7 or 8 years, yeah.
My
Something like
parents
that.
still married. They did not have a chaperone, I believe.
Yeah.
Dated I think a year or two before your girl came into the world.
I don't know if even conservative Christian couples that adhere to it that closely. I think
I do.
You do? You really?
Mm-hmm. Someone who used to work here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And they the entire time they dated, they never touched? Or maybe kissed or something like that?
But nothing beyond that.
Nothing beyond that.
Nothing beyond
Do
that.
I know this person?
You may remember him.
First and last name and social security number.
I know exactly what you're talking about. What about that? Mormons do that thing.
Oh, they have the
soaking.
magic sheet or the soaking.
Soaking.
What is
I think
that?
it's called. Where to avoid actual intercourse.
Yeah.
The couple comes together.
Okay.
And then they have a friend jump on the bed. No one's doing the act, but because that person's jumping on the bed, physics, and it's a thing, man.
Are you kidding? I feel like you're effing with me a little bit.
I am not.
Okay.
Soaking, I believe, is the word.
God, I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Not something with an S.
The thing I remember about Mormons in regards to their sex is they have this magic suit they have to wear. Or is that Amish? They have to wear they don't touch, but there's like a blanket thing they wear or some kind of suit they wear, sex suit.
No, you're thinking of the garments that they wear when they marry. The sheet with the hole in it that's an urban myth.
Oh, it is?
With Orthodox Jewish families with like Hasidic Judaism, where they just have the sheet so that there's no physical contact.
Right.
That's not true. That's not actually
Got it.
Because that's the one time you're allowed to touch flesh.
Right.
Your partner's flesh is when you are married.
But Mormons do have these magic underwear or something, right?
That's the garments that they wear when they get married. Something that if you're not one of the believers, we will never be in that inner sanctum.
Right, but it's like I think
I'm sure we could find one of those on eBay.
Like it's a full bodysuit.
Yeah, it has like leaves in certain places.
A full bodysuit, like a onesie, like you would see an old man come out of an outhouse wearing, right, with the flaps and stuff.
It's called a temple garment.
A temple garment. There you go. And they wear that at all times, like under the clothes they wear normally, right?
That's hot.
It's like protective underwear, and it's all cotton.
Yes.
That doesn't breathe well in the heat of the summer.
Yeah. Well, they're in
Utah.
They are in Utah. So, all right, 407-916-1041. You can always text our show at 77031. We are taking talkbacks. If you'd like to leave one, you could do that. Get the iHeartRadio app, go to Real Radio, and use that to send your comment over to Sabby. We'll get you on the air. This is out of Plymouth, Connecticut.
Yeehaw.
A swingers club in the town of Plymouth has many people talking, including the owner. The business has been open since November. It's tucked away way off of Main Street, has no signs, no neon lights. The owner says most of its clients are couples aged between 40 and 60, with a few, single people kind of smattered in there, right?
Those are the party favors.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. The owner, a guy named Steve Gagney, says what he's operating is nothing more than a book club or a knitting club. He says his club is a place where people can safely mingle, enjoy each other's company, and live a lifestyle that may be a little different than others. But unfortunately, it's called the Wicked Fun Club, by the way. Terrible choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're
That sounds out of Boston.
If you're trying to dip a little low in the old don't find out what I'm doing world, maybe you should name it Wicked Fun Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. Wicked Fun.
That's right. Wicked fun. Get your khakis. And that's
it in the
extent
ad.
of my Boston accent.
He adds, nothing there is illegal. Now, I have to ask, this is kind of where the rub comes in.
So to speak.
Yeah. All participants are consenting adults who pay for a private membership to the club. The Wicked Fun Club has now been shut down, at least for now.
What?
It says the club is violating zoning laws, and it's considered adult entertainment. Now, of course, the owner denies that. News went out there to see the club. There's a group room, a swingers swing in one room, and a large couch in the other room.
I'm hoping some sanitizer wipes in between.
He does some plastic wrap. He does not serve alcohol and personally checks each person out before he allows them to become a member. In other words,
I bet he does.
He does a background check.
Sounds like Hooters.
Or he does a backside check.
Yeah, there you go. Front side, back side.
He says there are strict laws and strict rules, and a lot of people don't realize that with swingers clubs. I've never been a part of one, but I have talked to some people that are in one. And
There's one locally.
There are a couple. Yeah, there are a couple locally, I believe. And there are major no-nos there. One of those major no-nos is, you don't do anything until you ask, and secondly, you can have bad breath.
Right.
Like you can't have bad breath. Not when you go in.
Like you have to. Before you walk through the door.
I don't think you have to do that. I just think when nobody wants to hang out with you, you kind of get the idea. Maybe you should go. Maybe you should step out and grab some gum.
With people with bad breath, they don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's like you got a dead tooth, and yet you're still talking to me so close.
Yeah, you got a tombstone up there, buddy.
I've always just noticed people with bad breath. They don't know it.
He doesn't serve alcohol. The mayor's office would not comment on this. The zoning board would not comment on this. He said he runs what he calls a hyper-clean, safe environment that has zero problems, has had zero problems. It's definitely safe. People use protection. This is for responsible adults.
But is it still under that adult entertainment category?
Yeah, I don't know, and I think that's kind of the rub here, right? It says, now a pastor in town, of course, they're not super happy about it, says this is the wrong place for them. It's the wrong part of town. They need to work with the town if they're going to do all that, and it's unfortunate they've come in and tried to sneak under the radar.
How did the pastor know it was there if they have no signs?
Look, I'm sure in a small town like that, it's going to get out there pretty quickly where that thing is. Like if you went to my
probably
hometown,
had bad breath and couldn't get in.
If you went to my hometown and opened up a swingers club, I mean, before you hung the sign, everybody in town would know what's going on. But I mean, I think the thing that here is interesting though is I mean, if they had no signage and they weren't doing anything wrong, and this house was next door to your house, would you have a problem with it? Now, occasionally, you're going to have some cars parking on the road.
Mhm.
You're going to go, and I think most people would have a problem because most people would probably want to know what the hell's going on.
Oh,
That
yeah.
they would be more curious than they would have a problem. Because people, unfortunately, they think if you don't have a stereotypical sexual relationship with people, if you are outside the norm in any way, shape, or form, that you're being devious or insidious, or you're drawing a terrible crowd to the neighborhood.
No, it's just exciting things that happen after so many years of doing the same old thing.
Yeah, I think maybe that is the case. It says we have a prosecutor, real estate investors, a politician. We don't name names, though. So in other words, the people who are members of this club are not they're not seedy. And I think that's the thing. They think they're seedy people, but apparently they're not.
They're probably the ones running the town.
They probably are.
Including that pastor.
And there may be a reason they want to shut it down because that's the people running the town and they're getting loose.
So same kind of oversight goes to the Mason clubs.
Well,
because those are all adults and closed doors, and not
That's the
sure
thing.
what goes on in there.
Obviously, the sex part of this is what they're really upset about because, like he's saying, if this was a knitting club or a book club and we were drawing the same amount of people for the same thing, nobody would say a word about this. The part that gets sketchy though is the charging of it. I mean, you're
well, that's so you don't have some weirdo coming through the door.
Yeah, but I mean, does it slide into prostitution though? Does that slide into you're charging somebody to come into a house and the fee is known that once you pay that fee, you expect a sexual encounter inside that house. If you're a member of that club.
No, I don't think it's like that.
Oh,
I think it's a safe space. I think like if you're part of a boat club, that you pay a fee and you expect to ride a boat.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sometimes that's with other couples, and sometimes it's with
Right.
your lover.
But they've done nothing wrong. There are no laws broken here. They said that they're in violation of zoning laws, but because they're calling it an adult entertainment facility.
And
but
it's
they
very
don't,
close to that church.
but they don't have signs. There's no signage. I mean, it does have a name though. The Wicked Fun Club. It does have a name. It is a
Hard
business.
to sell it as a knitting club when you call it the Wicked Fun Club.
I think what he's trying to do is draw a parallel and say that, hey, look, if we charged the fee and did everything that we say we're doing, except instead of having sex with, randos, we're in here, knitting sweaters for the poor, that nobody would be saying a word about this. Everybody would be perfectly fine with it, and maybe more people would join.
Yeah, because that means that their lives are just as boring as your own.
Yeah. What do you think the fee is
It's probably
for
up
a
there.
swingers club? What do you think it is? Is it a monthly thing? Is it a yearly thing?
I imagine annual membership.
You think it's an annual membership?
And
Yeah, because you
I
can't-
think there's an entry fee or something like that.
Oh, you bet your ass there is.
Excuse me?
Okay.
I think the name really bit them in the ass.
The Wicked Fun
because-
Club thing?
Yeah, so let's do a renaming
Yeah, yeah.
and maybe move it down the road a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is his house or not. I don't know if he's running it out
I
of his
saw
own
a
house.
picture of it. It was it just looked like a structure.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know. I would give it therapy, doctor's office in a small town kind of
Oh,
vibe
yeah,
versus an
yeah.
actual house.
Yeah, I think most people are probably just intrigued, is what it is, because they can't go in.
But the inside, I'm sure, is
Oh, yeah.
wild
Oh.
looking.
Could you imagine?
My best friend in high school, her dad rented out business properties and houses, and they had to evict somebody that was right by our school. Talk about zoning.
Yeah.
And when they finally kicked them out, they had to obviously grab all the stuff. It turns out it was a sex club.
Really?
And it had a room of adult-sized baby stuff, like a crib, diapers.
Come on.
I swear. And
This is here in town?
No, in Hollywood,
Oh,
Florida.
okay, there you
Yep. And then another room had a wheel that somebody could be strapped to
And then spun around?
and spun around.
That's what I call Wheel of Fortune.
Something like that.
The one I heard about here in Orlando was a little bit more rudimentary.
Woodshed?
Yeah, that's where you walk in and it's just a bunch of mattresses on the floor kind of thing.
No, from what I understand, I think it's a little bit more high end now.
Oh, yeah? It's called the Woodshed?
Maybe we're thinking of two different places.
Well, you got to remember, this one was back in the day, dude. This was kind of a while ago.
Oh, so
the
this
one
might be another
The one I remember was like a warehouse kind of space.
That's
it was
Wicked Warehouse.
Yeah, it was AC'd for sure, but I heard that was just basically you walk into a warehouse and there were just kind of mattresses everywhere.
That's
and you,
gross. I
you just
wouldn't
kinda-
pay a monthly fee for that.
You just kind of walk in and let it rip. I mean,
No,
so what do you think? Is it like $1,000 a year and then $100 a month, or you per entry, like $50 every time you come down or something?
Gosh, I mean, I don't know.
That's
$1,000
okay.
a year sounds insane. What do you pay to
Well, a golf club. I was
Yeah.
just comparing it to a golf membership. I mean, golf memberships are more than that.
Well, somebody just texted, for a single guy at a swingers club, they only allow 10 people, and it's upwards of $1,000 a day.
Damn!
Pass.
Damn!
Wow.
You might as well be married.
Is that what it?
Stop.
If you
stop, just stop. I'm doing these.
Isn't there a place over in Daytona that's kind of goes that way? That's a.
Well, we know that.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, I know. Is it made out of old? Is it made out of old mobile homes?
Oh, it's like kind of a hotel.
Oh, is it really? No, I didn't know about that one. I know that I know somebody. I can't say who it is, but I know somebody who knew about this place that was out in the middle of nowhere, and it was just a bunch of like mobile homes joined together.
Jimmy,
and that place was supposed to be.
So far, you said a mattress, warehouse, and mobile home. We got to expand your horizons a little bit.
I'm not doing any of this. I'm just telling you, these are things I've heard. I'm not like a.
I think that they have higher end places these days.
I couldn't do that. I don't think I could do that. All right, we're way late. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
Need a woman in your life who responds to your most important commands? Hey Siri, play Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. Mild temperatures through the overnight, but also holding those breezy conditions with partly cloudy skies. And looking ahead to the weekend, it is feeling like summer. Hot and humid, looking at a high of 91 on Saturday. And on Sunday, making a run at the mid-90s with a high of 93. Overnight lows going to be throughout the upper 60s and low 70s for the weekend. From the Fox 35 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Laurel Blanchard.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting FreshFromFlorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Love my friends over at FAS Windows and Doors. These guys are so awesome at what they do, man. They really are. I hired them to do 2 of my homes here in Central Florida. They installed windows and doors right here in Orlando, and their expert team of window and door installers made the entire project seamless from measurement all the way down to the final inspection. And the story I tell is 100% true. My house right around the corner here, FAS installed this gigantic sliding glass door. It was way oversized, and the inspector for Seminole County asked me who installed it because it was so perfectly installed. That is what you get from these guys. Not only do you get great products, you get incredible craftsmanship on the installs. And they've been doing this since 2005, and they have certainly earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Upgrade your home today with a team that delivers excellence. Visit FASWD.com, and as always, trust the leader in windows and doors.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Hush, little baby, yes you can. Mama's gonna buy you a prepaid plan. And with that Florida prepaid plan, Mama's gonna send you to college land. And when you're free to pursue your dreams, Mama's gonna watch your future beam.
With a Florida 529 prepaid plan, you can save for your little one's future. Plans start at $29 a month. Open enrollment ends April 30th.
Life looks pretty good behind the handlebars of a Harley, and that point of view is one that everyone agrees on. At Space Coast Harley Davidson, we'd like to help you get some perspective on what's important. Right now, get 0% interest on select new 2024 Harley models. Get details at 866-826-9072 or spacecoastharley.com anytime. Ride the road and relax. Find your motorcycle and your soul at Space Coast Harley Davidson.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free.
MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Thank you for making Mercedes-Benz of South Orlando one of the premier luxury dealerships in Central Florida.
We are the official dealer of luxury, providing the ultimate VIP experience at a price you can afford. Call Monica Ventura at 689-319-7680. That's 689-319-7680. We guarantee you will be treated like VIP and nothing less. Across from the mall at Millennia.
From the very beginning, iHeart has believed in me.
Even now, I still get excited when I hear one of my songs playing on the radio.
Thank you, iHeartRadio, for honoring the truth I've fought for in my music.
Because we believe in the power of music. All your favorite artists, all in one place. The free iHeartRadio app.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Ray Trenley here. Divorce can feel like a minefield. Talk to TK Law before making big decisions. We can protect what matters most. Call TK Law today for a smarter, more secure future. OneFirmForLife.com.
Shop International Diamond Center, April 11th through 13th, with up to 20% off rings, bands, earrings, and fashion jewelry, plus new bridal styles up to 3 years, 0% interest financing. Shop IDC, Altamont Springs, Mall of Millennia, and Waterford Lakes.
Once upon a time. Forget the fairy tales and get ready to journey past the stars, beyond imagination, to a place where we really do defy gravity. A place where flying through space at 24,500 miles per hour is less about make-believing and more about making it happen. A place with real rockets, real astronauts, and real adventure. Discover something real. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex.
Sponsored by Leesburg Bike Fest, April 25th through the 27th.
Real, no room for no radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. Every single day, we enjoy that.
Swish.
I am Jim. There's Deb.
Yeah.
Sabby is here as well. Jack off today.
Hola. Excuse me?
I shouldn't say that. Jack is off today.
Jack took the day off today.
That's even better.
I will after
Jack is
we're
absent. Jack is absent. If you haven't heard yet, the market is down 2,200 points today for a grand total two-day loss of almost 4,000 points, wiping out about 2.5 years of gains in my 401k.
Worst close since 2020.
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
I'm
of
not
gains.
even looking. You looked?
Yeah, I looked. I looked last night. I don't know what this is going to do to it, but I saw what it did last night over the last 2 days.
You
but,
buying any fear?
No. I mean, I know it'll come back. It's just a pain in the ass because it did wipe out 2.5 years of gains. Hopefully, they'll come back. We'll see how it goes. As countries and people starting to negotiate to try to get these things on. Chemical companies are starting to negotiate. People are individual companies. California, Gavin Newsom is kind of breaking off and saying that he wants California to negotiate separately outside the U.S. because
fifth largest economy in the world. 14% of the U.S.'s GDP.
It comes from one state.
Yeah, so I could see where they're like, we're not part of this group here.
Boy.
Was it The Economist? Their lead was Day of Ruination instead of Liberation.
You should not panic, though. I mean, Warren Buffett actually put out a little statement today. Warren Buffett, if you guys do not know, is called the Oracle of Omaha. Is the most successful investor that I've ever heard of. And you hear Scott Brown come in. He quotes Warren Buffett and his protege, Charlie Munger, and has for years. And the reason why is these guys are the foremost investors in the U.S. Charlie has passed, God rest his soul, but Berkshire Hathaway is considered to be one of the safest bets when it comes to investing your money. If you have the $400,000 a share it is, or whatever the hell it is now. But he said, just hold the line. Don't panic. Don't start pulling your money out of your 401k yet. The U.S. has the most resilient economy on planet Earth, and Congress still does have power to shut this stuff down if so motivated. And we can see a couple of Republicans have already started to do this. Chuck Grassley, I think from Iowa, has gathered some people together, and they are trying their best to at least rein this in, because it is going to blank the farmers.
Oh,
it is going to blank farmers. Yeah, it's not going to be good for them. I've already seen some photographs where people are flying flags at half staff and upside down, former Trump flags, doing that, trying to motivate this to move to an end so that it won't happen. I saw an article today talking about how long this can go on before you really start seeing before it becomes irreparable. Before it becomes so deep that you start losing hope in what can happen here.
Throwing up in your own mouth.
But it'll change.
Too late.
It'll change. Countries are going to react adversely to this. Canada and
I'm hearing that, but it's just so scary as it's happening.
But yeah. Well, you have to understand, and I speak from a little bit of knowledge here. We're on a short segment, guys, and I apologize for that. We ran FIA's a little bit long, but
that was my fault.
My wife's company deals with and imports too from China. And they have been absolutely losing their mind for the last couple of days because of how this works. And not only do you understand that they have duties to pay on top of tariffs. So, she was explaining to me today, like, if I buy a $10 T-shirt, not only do I have to deal with the duty of that T-shirt, which could be 30 or 40%, now I have to deal with a tariff on that T-shirt, which makes our products more. It basically is a margin destroyer for people out there who run retail stores who order their products or services from other countries that we have trade deals with, i.e. China, Cambodia, any of the places, India,
Vietnam, India.
And hopefully these countries will come to it. And I know I saw a blurb today that Vietnam is trying to work out a 0-0 trade deal. And I think that's kind of what this is pushing to do. Unfortunately, it's going to cost a lot of money to do it, and I don't know if all countries are going to do that. It looks like the EU is gearing up to start buying their military equipment.
Prepare to watch the world moving on without us. That's what we need to prepare for.
Well, that could wind up happening if this goes on long enough, because I'm telling you, when the EU starts buying their weapons from other countries or producing them themselves, you're going to see something very interesting happen. So
I don't know if it's just necessarily. I think it's everything that surrounded the tariffs as well as the tariffs.
Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, but again, we'll see how this goes. We know that, like I told my wife yesterday, I'm not going to freak out about it, and I haven't mentioned much about it because you never know when he's going to change his mind. You don't. This could all be done Monday. He could literally come in Monday and go, I was a joke, JK, or just you don't know, because you simply do not know what motivates the dude. You don't know what he's going to do from minute to minute.
Yeah, that's calming.
I mean, he has his big $5 million card now with his face on.
But I have to tell you that I find it very interesting. I do believe. And I would probably get some pushback on this. I do believe there is a certain part of him that really enjoys seeing the world kind of freak out at his whim. I do believe that he enjoys that a little bit.
Absolutely.
I think maybe as much as what he thinks it's going to do policy-wise, I do believe there's a part of his personality that likes seeing the world spin at his whim.
That's sick, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's
Yay.
I mean, not solid, that's for sure. But
I think it's pretty solid.
We'll see.
Yeah,
how it goes,
I don't think there's any maybes around that. I think you're safe to go. Just drop the maybe.
407-916-1041. Let's take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there.
Real Radio wants to make your dream home makeover a reality. Enter today for your chance to upgrade your home in several different ways. All brought to you by Fairwinds Credit Union. Get the details at realradio.fm/contests.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The left lane's blocked on Florida's Turnpike northbound before County Road 561. There's a crash, slowing down traffic on the Greenway northbound before Lake Jessup Bridge. Keep an eye out for an accident on State Road 429 northbound near Forest Lake Toll Plaza. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 through that World Drive area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Before you make any move to buy a new home or even refinance your existing home, make sure you listen as that mortgage guy, Don, hosts the Home Loans Radio Show right here on Real Radio 104.1 from 9 to 10:30 every Saturday morning. He has been a trusted part of the Real Radio family for years and has helped more than a few of us realize our own home buying dreams like myself, and he can do that for you too. It truly is peace of mind right there at your fingertips, so don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Can you trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday? No! Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
Don't miss this one-of-a-kind concert experience, April 4th and 5th.
This is for you, Daddy.
At Cranes Roost Park in Alamont Springs, as the Orlando Philharmonic performs Rockin' the Roost, the music of Fleetwood Mac, featuring iconic hits like Landslide, Dream, Don't Stop, and more. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $55. With VIP section and 4-pack ticket packages are available for this amazing concert experience. Presented by Certified Financial Group. Get your tickets today at orlandophil.org. That's orlandophil.org.
The Moneymaker Tournament is back at Daytona Beach Racing and Kart Club from April 2nd through the 14th. The Moneymaker Tour features over $500,000 in guarantees with 21 trophy events, including the $150,000 Guaranteed Moneymaker Mystery Bounty and the $250,000 Moneymaker Main Event. Catch the live stream of the final table on Monday, April 14th at 2:15 p.m. Be there for all the action.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
The accident wasn't your fault. You shouldn't have to pay those bills. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. I'll fight to make sure those responsible pay for your medical bills. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
No.
Ready, go.
No, I'm not playing. And you know what? I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, I almost blinked.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When it comes to plumbing problems, you want a helpful operator to guide you and an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions for your home.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
John is in a hot tub on his vacation. He earned 20,000 points by spending $2,000 with his Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards card. To be clear, you don't have to vacation in a hot tub to redeem this offer. But John did, because the bubbles make him happy. Right now, you can earn 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org for details.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hello, JCS. The song for my weekend is Joe Simon's The Choking Kind. And guess what I could sing in between? Dicka-dicka-dicka-dicka-doo! Happy Friday!
Happy Friday.
Doo-doo-doo.
Happy Friday, Dicky-Doo.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. That's a talkback. You can leave one as well. Please do.
We have a lot of weird ones that I had to skip over.
That's fine. We don't mind the weird ones. You have my man in there. Teabag in there.
Cracking a beer.
I feel like I did. I will check for you,
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
fine.
sure
We'll do
he's
it.
there.
Yeah. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Savvy's here as well.
Teabag.
Yeah. Savvy, by the way, the place you were talking about earlier when we were talking about the Swingers Club, that place called the Woodshed?
I want to be very clear. I've not been. That was a regular of mine before I started in the radio. I was a pizza gal.
Okay, pizza gal.
And one of the, I believe, owners, maybe founder, went by the Penguin.
Oh, really?
His name is the Penguin?
The Penguin.
He went by the Penguin.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was there. I served him and his two girlfriends. And everyone was, they had leather vests and they were very kind.
Did they tip good?
Tipped great. And then I was like, I know there's something going on with y'all. And then he handed me the business card and he's like, the Penguin.
Come see us.
Yeah.
But so I read earlier on the texting service, somebody was saying that that place called the Woodshed really is, it is a straight BDSM club. That
Yes,
there
but
is
no sex or
no
none of that
sex or
stuff.
no sex
What?
stuff at all. Yeah.
Hmm.
You just go there to get beaten.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
BDSM falls under, there's an umbrella of things.
Well, I mean, it's okay. You can get lightly spanked.
A little strap.
You can get tied up.
Choke.
Right? You can. Is it choking? I don't know. Is it light choking? You get that the cat of nine tails thing that is out of leather, and you just kind of lightly smack it until it, and you do it so much that even the lightest smack becomes,
ow.
Kind of
I once worked with a girl like that.
like the rough stuff.
The newsroom?
No, actually out at Disney.
Oh boy.
About 4'2", cute as a bug's ear, blonde, just this tiny little thing you'd never know.
Oh, but she's in it, huh?
What friend was she? Friend of who?
She's a friend of mine and her boyfriend, and then you find out,
Yeah.
people just need different things.
Yeah. I found that about a couple. Well, when you go on cruises.
Yeah.
Right. When you go on cruises, I mean, they're not even cool about it because you go, well, here's why. What do you mean? What are you looking at me like that for?
What do you mean they're not even cool about it?
Well,
they just walk up on you and go, "Hey, we like the look of you."
They will. I mean, they will. They will. But it's very classy. It's the classiest way that you can ask someone to have.
We enjoy the way you are presented.
It's the classiest way you can ask for group sex.
Okay.
But basically, if you're a couple and you look nice,
right,
and you take good care of yourself, and you seem to maintain yourself well in public or whatever, you're not a drunken slob, moron, whatever. You will get approached occasionally, and they will just simply ask, we have an alternative group on the ship, and we think that you guys may fit in with us.
And nowadays, I saw on the TikToks that they put it right on the door.
So that's the other thing. So when you walk, what you want to do if you go on a cruise, walk down. Walk down the hallway, and what you'll see is you'll see a pineapple magnet. All right, and they put the magnet upside down.
So
in
the
upper...
cruise ship actually they bring their own pineapple magnet?
Yeah, and they bring their own everything.
I'm sorry?
Okay, so when you're part of a swingers group that goes on a cruise, and by the
Jimmy,
way,
you know a lot about this,
Yeah,
my
you
guy.
certainly do.
been on a lot of cruises. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your code?
And to be honest with you, we've gone on a lot of cruises with some of the fans of the shows, and they are into those lifestyles, But you can walk down the aisles of some of those of your cruise ships as you're going into your cabins or whatever, and look at the cabins, and a lot of them will they not even cool about it. They have an entire package that they dress their door up with.
Right.
Upside down pineapples. They have little
a timesheet for people to sign in.
Chalkboards.
Oh.
And the chalkboard will say, "Hi, we're this and this and this. Knock twice, and then come on in," or something like that. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They're very open about it. They're not ashamed of it.
One cruise and never seen anything like that in my whole life.
Yeah. And if you go to the front of the boat, they have a lot of boats now will have a public or an adult atrium these days.
Oh, you can be topless.
Yeah, well, you can be topless, but more importantly, there's no kids. right? So there are no kids because there's kids everywhere on cruise ships.
F them kids.
But this one part is just for adults, and they have a bunch of hot tubs. Usually have a pool, a couple bars. You can get food delivered there. And that also, those hot tubs can get very spicy after hours as well.
Noted.
Spicy, another way of saying it needs more chlorine.
Yeah, sounds like it. Now, last cruise I went on, Virgin Voyages, which is no kids at all. But I going to be 35 at the end of the month, and I have not been on a cruise without my family. So that's the goal after 35 is to experience a cruise respectfully without my mom and dad and
you got to do that.
There.
It's fun. I love going on cruises.
And I guess I'll bring a pineapple magnet or something.
Well, don't bring a pineapple magnet unless you plan on getting loose.
No.
I mean, just leave that. But you can see them. I mean, they're not. And again, they're not.
What about a banana magnet or
I don't
kiwi?
think. I don't think that's going to work.
Zero fruit magnets.
Eggplant magnet. I don't think that works. Only in texting.
So just like a meat slab magnet.
Somebody just texted and said the owner of the woodshed goes by Master Cecil.
Yes, Master Cecil.
Master Cecil is the guy's name.
We worked with like them, but they did a ropes course is a bad way of saying it. But at one of our Just OKs, two of our Just OKs years back.
Okay.
That they had a whole setup. Great people. Thank you so much for listening to the show. It wasn't Cecil, but they had people tied up and they would swing them around, and whoever wanted to after signing a tiny little waiver would get to get the ropes course.
The bondage thing is a really interesting. I guess the thing I don't. And when I do the pick the porn thing, when I write that,
we have that coming.
when I write the pick the porn thing, you do have to look at some of this stuff as you're kind of getting the names of it.
Of course, yeah. Research only.
Yeah, research only. The one thing that I never have understood. Now I could understand the spanking and stuff. There is something because you're making contact. You could find some pleasure in that. You could see how it would be a little bit of a tease, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing I do not get is the bondage part. Like tying people up. That's the thing I do not understand how
Control,
that is sexual.
man.
Is it control?
Control, power, and then I guess on the other side of it.
And it takes forever. Like the
I'm
guy,
sorry?
like, okay, so part of the entire thing
intricate.
is how intricate the knowledge.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of these get very intricate and it could be in hours. Like
it's
you're getting tired up
beautiful.
for hours.
Nodistry.
But how do you have the patience to withhold like for hours?
I don't. I would be 2 minutes in before I have a panic attack, and I'm like, I can't breathe, and I like, it's cool, but I'm gonna ask you to loosen this up, please.
And I guess the thing I don't understand is how does that build up sexual tension? Is it what you're saying? Is
I think it's
the
another
power
level.
over it?
I think it's another level where it's like
They understand more than we do?
yeah, maybe it's just what are those androgynous zones?
Yeah.
Or it's,
Erogenous. Erogenous. Androgynous would mean the zone doesn't know if it's male or female.
Maybe it's that too.
No, I'm just joking.
But without the private parts involved, like you still are getting some sort of pleasure elsewhere.
Yeah.
When someone nibbles on your ear.
Yeah. I get it. It's just different with rope.
I mean, before someone gnawed your ear off.
They'll like hang you upside down and stuff. And like, have you seen some of that stuff, Trevor?
Oh yeah.
Nude night every year comes around. It's like an art display, and they
just
usually
did
the rope stuff.
I mean, just looking through Madonna's sex book back in the early 90s,
That
we're
as
like,
well.
damn, there's places that cater to that. Did not know.
And I mean, it is crazy. Like it's a lot. And
Would you guys be having this conversation if Jack was here?
Oh, yeah. And
Okay,
Jack would
just wanted
chime
to
in and
double
give us the
Oh, yeah.
tips. He
Yeah.
would tell us when you drop the hot
groovy,
wax.
daddy-o.
Yeah.
From what height you drop the hot wax, because you want it a little bit cool before it
that
hits
what
the
he's doing?
skin.
Oh, yeah. He's doing at least some. Somebody says, I've been on 4 cruises. I've never seen anything like that. I must be going on swinger cruises. I'm not going on swinger cruises. I'm telling you, if my wife was here right now, she would confirm that happens. You can walk up and down those hallways and easily find people who are in that lifestyle.
Tori, come on
It
in.
is not difficult. She is not into that lifestyle. She barely likes me.
Maybe bring some rope home.
Maybe I do need to bring some rope home. I usually bring wine. That works.
All right. Works for me.
All right.
I mean, I imagine that would work for me in
Yeah.
a married straight situation.
I'll tell you something funny is, there's a person that's on the show that I never get to meet.
Who's that?
Somebody just texted in about it. I never get to meet Dirty Deb or Dominatrix Deb.
No, you don't.
I don't get to meet that. And I think that's a travesty that when Deb hosts and I'm out, she does Dominatrix Deb, and I don't even know what the voice sounds like. I don't know what any of it's like.
She's pretty harsh.
She's harsh?
Yeah, she's
Harshish?
harsh. Yeah, you have to be really nice to her. She makes you do animal sounds. Call her ma'am, madam.
Lick the shoe? Are you a lick the shoe gal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lick the boot.
Yeah, lick the boot. Lick the boot.
If the economy
worship.
keeps tumbling like this, I'm going to start doing some stuff.
We're all going to be on OnlyFans before the end
Without
of
a doubt. I mean, it's not going to be sexy, but
Do you know that OnlyFans is in? I mean, they are one of the groups. It's called the Zoop Group, and one of those business leaders is the owner of OnlyFans, and they're thinking about buying TikTok. That's how much juice OnlyFans has. That's how much coin that thing makes. Because they're talking about spending $50 billion on TikTok.
Consenting adults who are making a name for themselves.
Man,
How about it?
As you roll through your social, it is so incredible, man. I don't know. So you'll go through there, and your algorithm will feed you stuff. Like if you look at one picture, one video, or one whatever more than like 2 seconds, this is what you're going to get, right? Inevitably, you will run across some of these young ladies who have dedicated themselves to OnlyFans, and it's so funny because I remember seeing one about 6 months ago, and she came up on my feed, and I was looking at her because I actually thought I recognized her, and I didn't even really know what she was doing because she's not doing anything sexy or anything like that. She's fully clothed and just kind of talking to the camera, and then she starts, and then eventually she started talking about how she does what they call spicy pictures, right? Because there's certain language you can't use on the platform because they'll nix your video.
Sexy?
Yeah, stuff like that. They will nix your video. They won't give it as much play or whatever. And all of them now are doing this because they get this blowback on the comments. And now these girls are, I think this one girl, she's probably 30, maybe 29, 30 years old. And they do the math for you. Go, oh yeah, 80,000 men paid me $10 a month to do this, and now I'm standing in this house, and she's standing in this Mac Daddy
And what was it? Was it that bad?
Yeah, she was just doing sexy stuff.
What if I just step on a cake?
You could do that. Sabby, listen, my wife and I have had so many conversations
about
funny stuff. This is funny.
Oh, okay.
And Deb and I have as well. Like, you just can't imagine how much money you can make. Did you hear the story about the woman from Sopranos? Dre De Matteo? Who
No.
played, do you know the show very much?
Yes, I just watched it this year.
Right. So Christopher's wife. Right,
Chris's wife.
Christopher
is on OnlyFans.
So that woman, Dre De Matteo, when her career with Sopranos ended, she kind of made some anti-vaccine kind of statements during COVID, and she kind of got canceled from Hollywood. So she wasn't getting many parts. And of course, that money, people don't realize in Hollywood, you get that money, it goes to agents, get money. You hear $1 million deal, and the actor may wind up with $400,000 of that, maybe $500,000, because the taxes in California, their agents, all these other fees, their publicists, they all make that money, and that money sounds like a lot, but when you're also living that lifestyle, that doesn't really go that far. And she'd gone quite a while without a job and was online talking about how didn't she have any money. She's going to lose her house. Her mom, which was disabled, lived with her. And she finally made the choice. Like, she felt like she was at her wit's end and went to OnlyFans. And I don't even know if she does nudity. She may wear sheer clothes or something like that.
Or like put her hands over her boobs.
Right. And the whole thing was she had to pay her house off. Or I think her house note was like $800,000. Mm-hmm. And I asked Deb this question: how long do you think it took her on OnlyFans to pay her house off?
2 seconds.
I think it was 18 hours.
18 hours.
I think it was something like that. It was it was very quick.
You know what it is? It's also that messaging. But it does help that you have a platform ahead of time.
Yeah,
notoriety.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us.
Oh, I'm going to do it.
77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways tonight on I-4 before US 27 and through that World Drive area on the Beach Line westbound near Innovation Way on the Greenway northbound over Lake Jessup Bridge. There's an accident slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound before County Road 561. The left lane's blocked there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
WeAreNotTheBanks.com is a licensed mortgage lender that can do so much more. From debt consolidation, commercial business lending, new construction lending, and the Move Up Buyers Program. That can help you sell your current home so you can buy your forever home. Don't lose your dream home. Go to WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They can use your current equity to finance your new home with their Move Up program. Contact Brad Siebert today at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 150953, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Can you trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday? No! Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Shop International Diamond Center, April 11th through 13th, with up to 20% off rings, bands, earrings, and fashion jewelry. Plus new bridal styles up to 3 years, 0% interest financing. Shop IDC, Altamont Springs, Mall of Millenia, and Waterford Lakes.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Sunnyside Drains.
Water is backing up from my drains, and there's a nasty smell coming from them.
Ooh-wee, that is bad.
Wait, how are you smelling it too?
You should call someone about that.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Blech.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your drains are backed up, you need a highly skilled technician who's not afraid to get a little dirty. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin. Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
What is the cost of doing nothing? I don't know about you, but these months are the highest power bills of the year, and it's making me think about the years I spent without Solar Source. I'm so glad I finally have Solar Source. I started with the pool heated solar, and I love it. Thrilled that Solar Source now has a pay-as-you-go system where I can save each month starting at just $99. Want to add the battery backup system for your home? Our pay-as-you-go plan works the same. Start with a small battery that provides critical backup power for your lights and your refrigerator, and then it does all these small loads, and then you could stack them to add more energy as time goes on. It's Solar Source.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks. Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to VaxAssist.com and schedule today. That's VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassey's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassey's Meat Market.
The Rocket Man has landed on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is Elton John, and this is iHeart's Elton John Radio.
Every hit, every deep cut, and the behind-the-scenes stories from Sir Elton himself.
It became my first ever hit.
From the anthems that made history to Elton's own picks, all commercial-free, including his new song with Brandi Carlile, the soundtrack of a legend. Search Elton John Radio on your iHeart app to listen now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Good after morning, Colbert crew, and of course the wonderful Savvy. Always nice having you in. But yeah, so we are in a very interesting, possibly tumultuous times in the United States and the world economy. But I will always stand firm on the fact that despite the president, Trump, Biden, Democrat, Republican, this country will still be here in 4 years. We will still be great. Maybe there'll be some work to do, but we will always stand back on our feet and come up fighting. Big T out.
Hey, yo, Jimmy, come on up to Palacker this weekend and show me them upside-down papayas.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby Cat in with us today.
Hola.
Hola, indeed, chica.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Todo bien?
Double duty today.
I don't know what to do from there.
What?
She said it's all good.
Oh, okay. Very good. What's that word so I know that?
Todo bien.
Todo bien?
Yeah.
That means it's all good?
Like everything good?
It's all good.
I do not know what that means. You're completely fluent in Spanish? That's a stupid question?
I understand just about everything. Speak okay.
Yeah.
Your
parents still speak Spanish in the house?
Yes.
They do?
But the house is now just dogs.
Does your mom still speak Spanish very much?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All the time?
Not all the time, but like when she talks to my cousin Leo.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys ever converse in Spanish?
Especially when we don't want y'all to know what we're saying.
Oh, very nice. Like the cleaning people here, because the woman hates me.
No, she does not.
The cleaning lady here.
Joanna does not hate you.
The cleaning lady here
she just calls you El Bravo.
She's very sus on me.
Why does she call you that?
El Bravo?
Because he's mad?
Because he's always angry.
I'm not always angry.
How did it come off that way?
Because he yells at her when she opens the door to get the garbage can.
I joke with her, and she tells Deborah, they sit here and have a conversation with me in the middle, as if I'm a tennis net of Spanish, and they just lob volleys, just hardcore overhands right at my face, and I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just sitting here.
But one of these days, you're going to respond in Spanish.
Right, yeah. You ever seen a dog get hit by a cat? It just stares at it.
Right, exactly.
Like, that cat's just wailing on it. The dog doesn't even know what to do. That's exactly what happens to me. These guys start speaking in Spanish, just blowing my brains out. No idea what's going on. I think they're complimenting me.
El Bravo?
El Bravo?
Bravo.
Is it Blabo?
Bravo.
B-L-A-B-O?
Bravo.
Blah, blah.
Perfect. You nailed it. Can't wait till she comes in to get the trash.
She's going to think he's having a stroke. Don't do that.
So check this out, guys. For the first time in many, God almighty, many was 50 years. And the first time in 50 years. Is that right? 40, 50? God, 60 years?
What?
A TV show is #1 in the Nielsen ratings. And it's a long-running TV show. Matter of fact, I think one of the longest running in history. Now, Sabby, I don't expect you to know this, but you may. It ran from 1955 to 1975. Ooh. It was my uncle's. One of my uncles had 2 shows they never missed.
Oh, are you telling me Dukes of Hazzards are coming back?
No, Dukes of Hazzard didn't run for 20 years, and it didn't come on in 55.
Is it daytime?
It was a nighttime show. It was a.
Oh, but they did a
20
imagining of it.
I don't know. No, they haven't rebooted it. That's the thing that's kind of weird. Is for some reason I think they dropped these episodes, and the minute they dropped them, people started watching them because the show is really old and it's a genre that isn't real popular anymore. I don't understand why it's doing this. This is this show's first top 10 appearance in many, many years. It has more than 10 billion viewing minutes in 2024.
But it's old.
It's real old, but it was legendary.
Not Gunslinger, Gunsmoke.
Mash.
Gunsmoke is the answer.
Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke is the answer.
Points.
My uncles watched
Thanks.
Gunsmoke and Bonanza. That were their two favorite shows because Westerns were just giant back in the 60s
were,
and 70s.
But those shows weren't on when we were kids.
Yeah, they were not. They were,
and that's not that long ago.
It's on Peacock.
Huh.
Yeah, on Peacock. They dropped it on Peacock, I guess, and people are going there, and they're going crazy over it. They're watching Gunsmoke left and right. It had a 20-season run on CBS from 55 to 75, and it claimed a spot among the top 10 acquired series on streaming for the week, March 9th or 3rd to the 9th. The show at Paramount and Peacock. They together carry 404 of their 635 episodes. And I wonder if this is just like older people finally kind of going back and like just going, hey, now we can get the shows. We don't have to have DVDs or the videos or anything like that.
You're assuming they know how to find a streaming service.
Yeah, they may. I mean,
Jimmy, you have difficulty.
They have grandkids.
Siri, open Peacock. Please.
It says, half the viewers are 65 and older.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's just kind of a
So
throwback.
it's their last show.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to ask how old you are.
You can.
How old are you?
None of your business.
I knew it was coming. God.
30,
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. 34, 35, April 25th.
Okay, so when you were watching sitcoms back in the day, what were your sitcoms?
So it's whatever was available in Miami, North Miami to be exact, on the antennas. So when I got home,
no cables for the Ambers.
if it, I mean, in the parents' room, sure, we all gathered around. But I think for the most part, it was like what was on the WB and UPN was what I believe the CW is.
Do you remember?
So I watched a lot of like Wayne's Bros and Living Color and
Is that Room 301 or Room 501 or whatever it
when I
was?
finally got my TV in my room, I was a lot of late night cheaters that I don't think a 10-year-old should be watching, but I loved it. And sitcoms like Growing Pains, Boy Meets World.
But do you go? The point is, I guess, is do you go? At any point in your life, do you think just maybe even just for nostalgia's sake that you'll go back and watch those shows? Because I have access to every single show that I watched as a kid and have zero interest in going back and watching it because I did it once. There was a show called Rockford Files.
Oh, yeah.
With a great actor named James Garner. He was, just a strapping Hollywood star of a man. And he played this detective, and it's just a stereotypical TV detective. And he had a Camaro at the time, which was a big, big deal.
As detectives do.
Because it was the newest Camaro, so everybody wanted a Camaro. And he had a sidekick guy, and his sidekick guy had a bird or a parrot or something that talked. And I went back to watch a little bit of one of those episodes because I was strolling through like TV Land or whatever it was. And I stopped on it. I'm like, this is terrible.
Yeah,
because
I've had that with movies that I go back to.
The lighting is awful. The dialogue is awful. All the sets looked like they were just kind of put together like in 5 seconds. It was not good at all.
And what you remember is when you watched it, it was incredible.
Oh, the greatest thing ever.
And then I think about like, is that all gone from me now because of where we're at in movie and television, or because this is what being an adult is like and everything, like all the fun has been sucked out?
I think now it's just I think now
35, baby.
So many choices, man. Like I hear all the shows, like you guys, I listen to your show all the time. I listen to the Monsters as well. And I hear about all the shows that you guys are watching, and it's overwhelming. Man, I mean, it is.
I'm loving my shows lately. I'm sad. All of them going to season finale this week.
It's so overwhelming. I'm like, it was like, yeah, you're watching this, you're watching this. I'm like, how do you guys have time to even watch a third of what you're talking about? Like, I can barely get into one show, much less like 6 or 7 at once.
Don't do anything after you go home from work.
Yeah,
That's
is that what it is?
pretty much it. Yeah. I just started Love on the Spectrum last night.
Oh, my wife loves that show. My God,
that's a good show.
So stinking cute.
Are you a TLC girl? You hit me
it
you hit me like a
depends.
TLC girl.
I'm a like strictly streaming service, but have I dabbled in the
90 Day
Little People shows?
Oh yeah, Little People shows, 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, there's some entertaining parts of that, but
Love on the Spectrum, Love is Blind.
What's
another one?
What's the name's Girl Out Loud?
The
Girl Out Loud.
Girls Out Loud.
No,
Girls Gone Wild.
Balin Out Loud.
Balin Out Loud, the one with Tourette's.
Yeah, have you seen that one?
I've seen clips, and she's hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
she
tell you that.
is. It's sad, though. It's a little sad. Because when you...
I mean, but she also has some of the most brilliant lines.
Oh, God.
Joe Biden is buried in my backyard.
Yeah.
My parents murdered Joe Biden. Like, that's something else.
She will walk through them all, and she'll just look at it and go, you're fat.
Yep.
You're fat. And she points at him, you're fat.
And I would listen to her on the radio, but she would never make it.
Oh, yeah, 5 seconds, she was
Not
done.
a long enough dumb button.
What were your sitcoms growing up? I mean, what stuff did you watch? And do you ever have an inkling to go back and check out any of those old episodes just for nostalgia's sake?
Not even old Friends episodes.
Yeah, not even a little bit, right?
Old Seinfeld episodes or Frasier or any of the stuff I grew up with as a kid. Now, if you throw up a good Muppets movie at Christmas time, I'm going to probably watch that.
That's a movie, though.
Yeah, but no, not even Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is my all-time ultimate.
It's coming back.
It is coming back, and with Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I won't even go back and watch the old episodes.
See, I would go back and watch old Muppet Show episodes because the Muppet Show was the joint back in the day because it would get the biggest stars in the world out there.
Blondie was high AF when she performed on the Muppets.
And
she
hot
could barely,
AF.
oh yeah, but she could barely stand up. It was like, girl, you got ripped. And I knew
John.
that as a kid. I was like, she is
For the kids.
Yeah, man.
for the kids.
She was, and like Elton John, a bunch of dudes.
Oh, some of the best musical performances were with the Muppets.
So good, man. We used to watch that all. But you're right. I have no interest in going back and watching any of that. I don't think I ever missed a. I mean, if you live in a small southern town, when the Dukes of Hazzard came on, I mean, you weren't even allowed to talk.
Really?
It was like church starting.
Fascinating.
I mean, you had to dress specially.
Like,
I mean,
I definitely experienced that growing up because this was before streaming, and I mean, internet was everyone takes turn, and we can do ICQ or emails, and then we would have what TV was or go outside and play. So I'm the last little generation before everyone had their own TV or something in their hand that they could watch.
Yeah. I never lived in a house with cable. As a kid, no, I never lived in a house that had cable. It was always antenna and antenna only.
Yep.
My girlfriend's family had cable, and I didn't even know how to feel about that. I
We
mean,
had
I couldn't.
DirecTV after like a minute, but it was like only if mommy and papi are there and
Right.
we're all watching whatever.
Well, my mom and dad were like, why would I pay for something when I can get it for free?
That's exactly the case. And I think at one point we bought a used satellite dish and dug a hole and put it up there and tried to get it to work. And
dug a hole. I thought it was supposed to go on the roof.
No, this was a big one. This was like a papasan chair. Like the old ones weren't
this
these.
could like contact aliens.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
the
want.
old ones weren't like this little 18-inch dish. The old ones were like a straight up
do remember
TV,
this.
like a TV station satellite thing that you would pick up. And it was just the crazy thing. It was, you know what you got more than anything? You'd get like 2 channels you could actually see that had anything, and then 75 Spanish religious channels.
And you didn't take the time to learn Spanish.
Yeah, you could get. I
Ay,
mean,
Dios mío.
from within 500 miles, every pissant AM or a small television station that was broadcasting some kind of preaching, you could get that crystal clear.
There you go.
Crystal clear. Nothing else.
Those people don't have jobs now. So look what happened.
Yeah.
Thanks a
Did
lot,
you-
Peacock.
Did you grow up with cartoons?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah, Cartoon Network was a big one for me.
But that was that not the like this.
And I watched like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And my dad he thought Laserdiscs were going to be the next big stay for everything. And so that's what we watched. Like that was our big media thing.
Was it the laser disc?
And
some of those things are so expensive and so valuable right now.
Really?
Oh yeah. You have some of those discs?
Text my dad after this. I'm
Dude,
like,
you
don't
need
get
to.
rid of them.
You need to. If you
Laserdisc, really?
Yeah, they're very collectible for some reason. You know, that whole retro thing is happening. It started with the record player about 5-6 years
that
ago.
I figured, and cassettes are coming back, but Laserdisc I thought was long gone.
Yeah, laser discs are coming back, and then the little Polaroid cameras are back now as well.
Yeah,
that thing was completely gone. Now everybody
And
wants
I
a
guess
little Polaroid camera.
Gunsmoke as well.
And then Gunsmoke is back.
Look at us.
Braces are back. Corded phones are back.
No new ideas. Huh.
The stock market price is back. To what it was back in '84?
There you go.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah. There, you got that on there.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. So I saw a story today. It was interesting. It was from the New York Post, and it said the top-rated theme parks in America, right? The top-rated theme parks in America. And it's funny because if you live in Central Florida, when you see things of this nature, literature like this or whatever, you automatically this is exactly what I thought. I was like, well, I wonder who came in, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Right.
Because you automatically assume that, all the big parks that we live around here are going to be the best rated theme parks in America. They're not.
Oh, wow.
They're not. Matter of fact, Disney is down the list because when they factor in the ratings, the rating is price, how much fun you have.
Oh, price. Okay.
How accessible it is. What do they offer? Do they offer a lot of stuff for adults and kids? So a lot of things are factored in there. And what do you think won? What do you think is the best rated theme park in America right now? And the funny thing is you're probably not going to think this is of a theme park, but it is in Orlando.
Oh, it is in Orlando.
It is in Orlando.
Does it have a roller coaster?
It does not have. It's an experience, and it's the #1 rated theme park experience in the nation.
The Eye?
No, not the Eye. It's I tell you what. It's part of a theme park.
Part of a theme park. No
Discovery
roller coaster.
Cove.
Discovery Cove is the answer.
Well, yeah, because you ride dolphins.
Yeah, Discovery Cove is the #1 rated theme park in America.
Have you guys been?
No.
I've never been.
It is.
I know somebody's kind of addicted to it.
Because it is truly a gem that you just don't realize it's so accessible.
Everybody I talk to says it's amazing.
It is. It's like having your own private resort.
Yeah,
I mean, the crowds are smaller. Your access to the wildlife it's worth every single penny to go to Discovery Cove.
Somebody who works in this building goes all the time. It's like it's her zen spot.
There you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Mine's the bar.
And
Maybe I should change it up.
And that's exactly what she says. She goes, it's like my zen. Matter of fact, I was just talking to her the other day, and I was like, what do you do? She goes, I'm going out to Discovery Cove this weekend or whatever. And I was like, really?
Is that like a membership thing?
She goes, I don't really know, Sab.
Huh.
I don't really know.
It sounds like Jimmy and I would like an experience there.
I've been invited out, but the funny thing is I never think about it. I never think, oh man, we should go there. Is it really?
Until you go, because I went there for a dolphin experience when they first opened, and it was like, well, you understand how it's not filled because their capacity is a lot less than the other neighboring parks. So your experience is a lot calmer and relaxing, and you're not overrun by crowds and kids. And then you have the access to the animals, the flamingos and the dolphins.
And you can swim and stuff and everything, right? And there's bars and there's food. It's supposed to be great.
But the one thing I love about SeaWorld and Discovery Cove is that if the dolphins aren't in the mood, the trainers are like, that's on you, dude. We're not making them do anything.
Yeah.
So it's not like those resorts overseas where they'll just make the animal do whatever to satisfy the tourist. I mean, there's enough going on in Discovery Cove, but if you really want that extra level experience, go to Discovery Cove.
So it goes Discovery Cove, Nobles Amusement Resort in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That's KNOE, Nobles. I've never heard of it.
What's in that?
It's just like a Six Flags looking thing is what it looks like.
Wow.
Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster in Tennessee, which is in Pigeon Forge.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a Universal Islands of Adventure here in Florida. That comes in #4. Disney in California comes in #5.
I did hear that is like going back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
Isn't it a little old school?
Yeah,
it's got some of
1955.
And it still has some of the rides that we've nixed out here. It still has
like
Peter Pan, the greatest.
Peter Pan's
Magical Flight was one of my favorite rides out there.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
It really made you think you were flying.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
did.
And
Over the streets of London?
I thought you would like it because of all the miniatures and
I
stuff.
loved it.
Magic Kingdom is #6. Kennedy Space Center, #7.
Oh, right.
Loving that, man. They're awesome. Animal Kingdom, #8. Universal Studios, #9. And Holiday World and Splashin' Safari in Indiana comes in #10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some places we don't know about.
Yeah, SeaWorld doesn't make the list. Six Flags didn't make the list. That Cedar Point thing in Michigan or whatever that is.
How about the West Palm
Busch Gardens
Safari, where you just roll your windows down and then a zebra comes in
just
and
lick your
eats
face.
out of your hand?
Yes.
I heard that's awesome.
All right, 407-916-1041. Load them up. It's time for Pick the Porn.
Uh-oh.
Do you want to play a game?
Good. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is next. Call now.
407-916-1041.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent.
The women's Final Four tips off tonight in Tampa. South Carolina battles Texas. UConn clashes with UCLA for a spot in the title game. Florida set to tip off the men's Final Four tomorrow night in San Antonio. Gators face Auburn with a winner meeting Duke or Houston for the title. And UCF is on to the semis of the college basketball crown. They beat Cincinnati last night in Vegas. Knights will play Villanova tomorrow. I'm Scott Davidson.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Guys, this Easter, join Chef Tellaluna and the rest of the team over at Rosen Center for a brunch buffet featuring dozens of freshly prepared dishes that are sure to satisfy. This is the same chef that gives us these wonderful sip and savor menus that you can't believe, now making a menu for Easter dinner. Don't miss out, man. Classics like roast pork loin, sweets like white chocolate almond croissants. So make your reservations today and celebrate Easter Sunday at Rosen Center's brunch buffet with Chef Tellaluna. That way you can indulge in more than 60 delectable dishes that are absolutely guaranteed to impress every member of the family. Crab claws, chocolate ganache cake, and so much more. Make your reservations today. It's easy. It's rosencenter.com/Easter. That's rosencenter.com/Easter.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Want to lose 10 pounds in a month? Then you need to go to futurehealth.com for easy, affordable access to weight loss meds like Ozempic, Zepbound, and oral semaglutide if you don't like injections. A new report shows that Future Health customers are getting 58% better results than just taking meds like Ozempic alone, and with fewer side effects. That means instead of losing 30 pounds, you could lose over 45 pounds with Future Health. And here's the best part. You don't need insurance, and you never have to set foot in a doctor's office. It's all done from the comfort of your own home with their licensed clinicians. Just take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, get approved today, and have your meds delivered in as little as 48 hours. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E. Future Health Weight Loss.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
I have to confess, I was very excited to call 911. Finally, a good one, you know, like, and I realize that while what I'm about to say is true, it sounds suspicious. So I'm like, my wife fell down the stairs.
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to Peabody Auditorium September 18th. Tickets at tomsegura.com.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
You don't know what you're missing until you see the difference. Imagine waking up and seeing clearly. No glasses, no contacts, just crystal clear vision. At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we make that dream a reality. Experience the freedom of life without lenses. Your best vision is waiting. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply dial pound 250 and say better vision. That's pound 250, keyword better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Life looks pretty good behind the handlebars of a Harley, and that point of view is one that everyone agrees on. At Space Coast Harley Davidson, we'd like to help you get some perspective on what's important. Right now, get 0% interest on select new 2024 Harley models. Get details at 866-826-9072 or spacecoastharley.com anytime. Ride the road and relax. Find your motorcycle and your soul at Space Coast Harley Davidson.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Get ready for 3 days of extraordinary store-wide savings at International Diamond Center. Next weekend, April 11th, 12th, and 13th, you get extra savings across the board at IDC. Up to 20% off. Rings, bands, bracelets, earrings. Acclaimed bridal designers will be flying in with all new styles. Get extra savings on thousands of engagement rings and all GIA-certified diamonds. Up to 20% off and up to 3 years zero-interest financing. April 11th through 13th only, and only at International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Mall at Millennia, and Waterford Lakes.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks to the texting service for correcting me. It's Knobles.
Knobles?
Yeah, it's, the K is not silent in there. It's Knobles.
Well, that's interesting.
Somebody else also could not believe that Cedar Point wasn't on there. It's like legendary. And it's just basically a coaster park, I think, but it's got other stuff. But yeah. Yeah. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. There's the Deb part.
Hello.
And Sabby is here as well, and she's got the old Sabby sack.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga. Choo choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
You guys ready to see what's in my sack?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what you got in that
Dying
sack,
to see
girl.
what's in your sack, kid.
So girthy.
Oh, really?
We have a pair of tickets to see Dierks Bentley Broken Branches Tour with special guest Zach Top and the band Lula. At Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater on June 6th. We also have a pair of tickets to see Tom Segura at Peabody Auditorium on September 18th. And that's what's in my sack.
All right.
All right, so back to you, clickety clack.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, young lady.
Let's make it a let's do a threesome. Let's go with number 3.
Number 3. There we go. Shelly, how you doing, Shelly?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
You want to play a little game with us, Shelly?
Oh, yeah, I like playing games.
All right, let's do it then.
Now you can put a lifetime of research to work and maybe win a prize. It's time for Pick the Porn on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right.
I know.
All right, Shelly. It's Friday, and that means it's time for another round of Pick the Porn. Here are 3 actual adult film titles and 1 airtight lie.
Oh, nice.
All right, here we go. Are you ready, Shelly?
I'm as ready as I can be.
All right, here we go. Find the fakie. Number 1, deep dish booty pie.
Oh.
Jesus, Jimmy.
Number 2, separated at girth.
Oh, no.
Number 3, plugged.
Oh.
That's it, one word?
Or lastly, crack in the saddle.
That is funny.
Okay, which one of those is fake?
I'm going to say number 4.
That's the one right off the bat. Man, that sucked. I wanted to read those at least twice. Oh, you're a winner, Kathy.
Yeah.
Or Shelly, or whatever your name is.
Shelly.
Thanks, Shelly. I'm going to put you on
Thanks,
hold.
Shelly.
Enjoy your
Plugged.
prize. All right, we'll see you there. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Thanks for listening and calling.
Damn.
Wow.
That's
Crack
right.
in the saddle.
Deep dish booty pie is
That
real.
is real.
That one actually, when you look at it, it doesn't really make any sense. It's just a bunch of chicks on the front. It doesn't really. It doesn't.
What?
That's separated at girth though. And yeah,
That's something else that you get to do that for a job, huh?
yeah.
You had to look at that image.
That one looked like it would require maybe an ambulance ride afterwards.
Ah,
Oh,
no,
really?
And then plugged.
Don't.
Go on.
No.
No, you do
The
not
big
want
plugs?
You do not want to go on. Yeah, plug is self-explanatory.
The
I'm-
big ones or the little ones?
Multiple ones. I think if I remember, the cover had 4. It was divided into 4 windows, and
Just
each
the
window
cover?
had a. I don't look at the videos. I just look at it's just the titles and the thumbnail. It's just the cover of the video or whatever the DVD or whatever it is.
Keep this
So
going.
4.
Yeah, just keep that going.
1, 2, 3.
No,
You'd be
yeah,
amazed.
it's 4 different girls with 4 different things.
What people could do.
Yeah. And then crack in the saddle is just one I made up.
What made you think about that?
I don't even know. Some
Did
other
you
ones.
fart on a leather chair? Crack in the saddle.
Yeehaw, Daddy.
A couple of others that did not make the list.
All right.
Freshly squeezed.
Oh.
This one is the one that I was. This one was the one. This is the one where it's
changed your world a little today.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll let you use your imagination for tunnel vision.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Ooh is right.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole phrase. I'll let you use your imagination so you have tunnel vision.
No.
No.
I'll let you use your imagination when the video is called Tunnel Vision.
Yeah.
Face first.
Like a pie.
Yeah. Right.
In the pie.
And then lastly, dump trunk.
Oh.
Look at them big old butts.
Oh, no, it's not that.
No?
No, it's not
it's
that.
not that.
It's not that.
Go on.
It's not that.
You do not want me to go on.
It's not the German thing, right?
Yeah. It's, let's just say a trunk is where you put stuff. And let's just say you could dump some stuff in there.
Like plugged.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good
Anyway.
for them.
God, humans are nasty.
They are.
Humans are nasty.
It is the most unsexy thing of my week is writing this bit. It's troubling sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well,
It is troubling. You know, the other thing, too, that I don't understand about
if
the
you ever
adult.
need help with this stuff. I
Yeah,
have
thank you. I appreciate
literally
that.
Titles for days.
Um,
I'm serious.
shoot
I
me
love
some.
it.
I do not care.
Don't say shoot me some.
The thing that kills you is like you're like, man, there's a lot of attractive young ladies that do this, and you wonder like where did their life go where they felt that they had to do this to earn money.
Look at the stock market, Jimmy.
And I'm not saying that we all kind of understand that people who are attractive have an advantage in life. It's completely proven, completely scientifically proven. If you are pretty, whether it's a man or a woman, you have a better chance of success in this country. And I think pretty much globally, you have a better chance of success.
Yeah, but
I hear that all the time.
It's the truth. I mean, it's absolutely 100% the truth. And when you look at some of these girls that do this for a living, you kind of wonder what happened because.
But what's success considered? Because what's their quality of life beyond the couch?
Completely understood. Like I completely understand that, and I also understand that what I'm saying sounds a bit judgy, and I get this. But to me, it doesn't seem like this is a career you'd want to end up in. Like you don't go to your counselor at 18 years old going, you know what? When I get out of school, I'm going to be a mattress actress.
Instead your counselor is like, go to college, just get
yourself $150,000 in debt,
overwhelmed with debt, and you might have a job afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
But still, I mean, look at Lily Phillips and her friend. I mean, the OnlyFans girl. Yeah, where they just did the 50 guy.
Oh yeah.
And now
That's
she's
for
posted
headlines.
it.
Now the creativity has to come in. These days.
now she's posted a video on social of her having to have reconstructive surgery.
No.
Wait, of the surgery there?
Reconstructive surgery.
Okay. Well, I mean, is that a surprise to you, James? After 50?
I mean,
I thought it was 1,000.
When
people. What?
To see her be so cavalier about it, it's just like,
yeah.
But I've done this because I'm a professional and I've been doing this for 20 years, and she's 37, and it's like, jeez.
Fascinating documentary. Rashida Jones had produced it, and I'm forgetting it now, but it is about the sex industry and the girls going right into it and getting kind of tied up in the terrible way, and you're considered too old for it after a month or two.
Yeah, 29 or they're
OnlyFans has been such a great thing for some sex workers.
Also on my social, you'll see occasionally on my Instagram feed where they'll do it would be a girl who dropped out of the industry. And and the whole thing is, and a number of them have done it, right? Whether it be OnlyFans or whatever, but it'll like, this is what I look like when I went in. This is what I look like a year in. This is what I look like 2 years in. This is what I look like when I left. And man, it is a dramatic change.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, the industry.
Same could be for us radio people. Let's be honest.
Yeah. The industry is awash in drug use and,
of course,
and things. So in alcoholism, actually, another one that never gets talked about. It's awash in alcoholism as well, because
you have to deaden yourself somehow to get to do the work.
And that's exactly the truth. Matter of fact, they all say that. I say all, but the ones who kind of leave, they admitted that. Like they say, well, they come in, they'll go, hey, we want you to do this scene with 2 or 3 guys or whatever, and she's like, no, I don't do that. And they're like, well, how about for $20,000 or whatever? And they're like,
gotta pay the bill,
$20,000, and they just sit there and talk about drinking like half a bottle of vodka and getting themselves into a position where they, almost can't refuse, and then go off and do the scene and get their money.
I find it to be a very fascinating industry.
It is.
I have a friend of mine who I met, years ago, but her porn career really shot off after she did one of those porn parodies.
Oh, yeah, really? That's funny.
She did Nail and Palin.
Oh, yeah. No way, really? That was a very famous one.
Very famous. And with that, I just like the first time I met her, I'm like, can I talk to you another time? And can we do kind of a podcast out? Because I have a lot of questions.
Oh, man. We had a guy that used to listen to our show that was a male in the business.
Male and Palin.
Yeah. Well, he was a male in the business. And, it's one of those industries that just, chews you up and spits you out.
Yeah. And it's nasty. And then you also,
then you have to live with that for the rest of your life.
And then she kind of like took that and was able to invest her money into like land.
Yeah.
And I forget whatever industry it was, but there are also some very dark times.
Yeah, for sure.
Some weird ass celebrities.
Oh, yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app. Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic slowing down on I-4 over St. John's River Bridge. There's delays on the Beach Line westbound approaching Greenway Main Toll Plaza. Slowdowns at the ramp junction where I-4 meets Florida's Turnpike. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on the Turnpike southbound before County Road 561. Expect some delays there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Man, here in Central Florida, it's so important that your AC works perfectly for you every time, and that is why I strongly suggest a call to my friends over at Mills Air. These guys are awesome, and they also tell me to remind you, 'tis the season for preventive maintenance care. That's right. You want to get a tune-up on your AC system, much like you would get a tune-up on your vehicle. And it's important because these summers are brutal here in Central Florida, and your AC works hard to keep you nice and comfortable. Mills wants to make sure it never stops, and they can do that. They've been doing it for 30-plus years. And their techs can service all the brands. Don't worry what kind of AC you have. They can repair it. Even better, if you do happen to need a new unit, Mills Air is a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Two bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet, Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
At Florida Prepaid, we're here for all the grinders, the go-getters, the gifted, the talented, the unique, the spirited. We're here for the well-to-do, the just getting started, the budgeters, the big spenders, and everyone in between. Because we believe that every child deserves higher education, and our goal is to help families save for it by making it simpler and more affordable than ever before. So every child has the opportunity to shine. Plans start at just $29 a month. Open enrollment ends April 30th.
John is in a hot tub on his vacation. He earned 20,000 points by spending $2,000 with his Navy Federal Credit Union More Rewards card. To be clear, you don't have to vacation in a hot tub to redeem this offer. But John did, because the bubbles make him happy. Right now, you can earn 20,000 points when you spend $2,000 in the first 90 days. Offer ends January 1st, 2026. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org for details.
Are you worried about long-term injuries after an accident? I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Before you settle, know your rights and know your options. Visit justcallmo.com. Let's make sure you're covered. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Enjoy a unique signature burger or dish at Puddle Jumpers on beautiful Lake Dora in Tavares. On Friday, April the 11th, join the Monsters of the Morning at Puddle Jumpers for some big dumb fun during our live broadcast from 6 to 11 a.m. Then stick around for a monster lunch with the Monsters of the Morning to get your weekend started off right. Puddle Jumpers in Tavares. Live music on Thursday through Saturday starting at 5 and Sunday afternoons 2 to 6. Don't miss the Monsters of the Morning live. And for lunch, Monsters of the Morning, Friday, April the 11th.
With spring just around the corner, Invisible Fence brand doesn't want you to be left behind. Give your dog the freedom and confidence they deserve now with an Invisible Fence system. Invisible Fence works in any weather, giving you confidence in your pet's safety at all times. Our pet professionals are experts at customizing solutions to your yard, your needs, and your dog's wants. Let us help you take full advantage of springtime when it's here. Spring into action and visit invisiblefence.com to learn more.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Core Flooring Center in Winter Park is the go-to destination for flooring. Visit coreflooringfl.com.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Are you 62 or older and wondering if a reverse mortgage can help you access the equity in your home? It's so easy to get a free reverse mortgage quote with that mortgage guy, Don. Just fill out the online questionnaire at thatmortgageguyDon.com, or you can make an office appointment to meet in person at 1401 Town Plaza Court, Winter Springs, Florida. Happy Home Mortgage, NMLS ID 2418348.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jimmy, you promised me a relaxing day with sushi. Then you drag me through the lake. You get me up on the shore. I got to spit out the sushi with the fish and the 2 eels. And damn it, I've still got sand spurs stuck between the cheeks.
What's up, Colbert crew? This is Dizzle. I just have to say, I don't think anybody waits till marriage, man. You always got to test out the product before you buy.
Okay.
Come on.
Stop, right.
50% of marriages fail because you had sex before marriage. Doubt it. Okay, bye.
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 All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Hope you have a great weekend planned. Hope you had a good week at work. I wonder how many people's businesses is are being affected by the tariffs. Like, some are way worse than others. I know. I mean, my wife's company is getting, oh my God Almighty, hammered by this stuff.
Is it all hands on deck, or like we have to get rid of hands on the deck?
Well, they buy a lot of stuff from overseas and they ship a lot of stuff overseas. So, and what nobody's factoring in all this is all of this is on top of shipping costs that are through the roof already. So your cost of producing a product and getting it anywhere in the country, and especially if you're bringing in stuff from overseas and you're shipping it in from, let's say, anywhere in Asia,
sure.
It goes to L.A. and then you have to wait for it to clear over there in L.A. And now, because of everything that's going on, they're making sure that those tariffs are being paid before they release the products that still have to be trucked across the U.S. That's another week and a half or 2 weeks.
I feel like we're going to see cigarette boats tossing kilos of cocaine as well as IKEA furniture.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby is here with us as well.
Hey, how are you?
Do you guys think you drive one of the most stolen cars in Florida?
Mine has yet to be stolen, so no.
Let me say, I think somebody does.
Yeah, but again, if you can't drive it, you can't steal it.
Did you see the list?
I did.
Yeah. The #1 stolen car in Florida is the Hyundai Elantra, which I don't understand a little
Probably
bit.
for parts. I drive Tiburon.
You drive a Tiburon?
Yeah.
So it's the Elantra, then the Hyundai Sonata. Hyundai has 2 vehicles, and they're 1 and 2 on this list. And I do not understand that. I don't understand why Hyundais are being stolen. I mean, and I'm not saying anything bad about the Hyundai company. They make, I guess, reliable cars or whatever. I've never had one.
Is it easy? I did. That was my first car.
It's just easy to steal, maybe?
Well, I know there was that TikTok challenge that had Hyundai and Kia. Kia and Hyundai owners, like, especially Kias.
Right. I mean, there's not one Kia on the list. The funny thing is I can make an argument for every other car on the vehicle. I can't understand the Hyundai thing. Because, again, they don't have a lot of, like, resale value. I guess the parts could be valuable, but there's got to be a reason. It's just got to be the ease of stealing them, right? That's got to be it.
I would imagine.
Yeah, 1,000 of these were stolen in 2024. And it's weird because they actually have 1,074 of them, 1,067 Hyundai Sonatas, which I think is their little midsize SUV thing or something.
Yeah.
Or is it a car?
The Sonata?
Yeah.
I thought was the midsize.
I think the Santa Fe is the one that is their little midsize SUV thing. And
Midsize Hyundai Sonata is what I'm getting here. Yeah. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I think.
Is it the catalytic converters?
You know what? That's a great question. I didn't know the answer to that. Coming in third is the Honda Accord.
So the H's.
Then the Nissan Altima, Toyota Corolla, Toyota Camry, Honda Civic, Honda CR-V, Ford F-150, Ford F-250.
Sweet. I'm safe.
Yeah. And it said nationally, the Chevy Silverado 1500 and the Kia Optima experienced huge swaths of theft nationally.
Well, the Kia was the one that you could use like a USB to.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And there was another car back in the day that was like that because I remember I had a buddy that had one, but back in the day, Mazda made a sports car called the RX-7, and it was just like a little two-seater sports car, kind of like a 240s.
Bigger than the Miata?
About the same kind of size thing. That's exactly what it was like. About the same size, actually. Matter of fact, the Miata may have replaced the RX-7. I don't know.
Less stealable.
Yeah, it had a rotary engine, but you could just take a screwdriver and go to the hatchback thing and just put the screwdriver in there and just pop the screwdriver in there, and the hatch would pop right open, like with zero effort whatsoever.
Good to know.
And I believe it was easy to jump as well. Like you could hotwire it pretty easily as well. I believe the ignition switch is too easy to access, and those things were stealable, like with no effort.
You know how to hotwire a car?
I did back in the day. The new ignitions, I know nothing about.
I feel like it's something I need to know.
I don't even think I could. I don't even think I could work on a car right now. I used to be able to work. I actually changed the transmission during a lunch break once on my Z car.
Wow.
Yeah, no joke. And that's a true story. I've built a couple of them myself. I built a little Mustang car, and I have one now, and I built a 240. And I used to work on all my cars as kids because we couldn't afford it. You couldn't afford to take your car to a mechanic. So everybody in my hometown, you just worked on your car.
Until your dad has a mechanic friend.
Right, yeah, with cool tools.
South Florida, baby.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse. And I do believe that being able to hotwire a car.
That's why I don't like having a car that doesn't have a key.
I think that I need to learn what it is to maintain something like that and fly a plane.
Can you change a tire?
Yeah, I could change a tire, no problem.
My dad could fly a plane. My dad had a small plane for a while.
You're a rich kid. What are you talking about?
I wasn't rich, but every time I
Your
tell
dad
people
flew
that
a plane.
we lived in trailers our entire life. Matter of fact, we lived
wings on it.
lived in a trailer when we had the plane, when he had the little airplane. But the reason why he bought it is he always wanted to learn how to fly. And he worked in Alabama when we lived in North Florida. So rather than driving back and forth every weekend and having to deal with that, he just flew back and forth. And he basically taught himself how to fly. I'm not kidding. He literally taught himself how to fly.
Is that you can't do that now?
I don't know. I mean, I think you have to pass a test. And I know he took flying lessons, no question. But I mean, he was a voracious reader and just read how to do it. My dad was a pretty applicable guy. My dad was one of those dudes.
Now it's a YouTube thing, huh?
Yeah. Use YouTube University now.
Cool.
You would like to be able to fly?
Yes.
Really?
In an emergency situation or tiny little Toyota Corolla of the skies.
Yeah.
I do not like flying, but I will say I was very humbled upon the one time I flew in a tiny plane and they put me in the cockpit and I got to listen to everything and see how he does it. Yeah. Well,
you flew with Mo?
I flew with Mo's flight instructor.
Oh, I see.
Loveless was his name.
I gotcha.
A very calm man.
Yeah, because Mo has a little plane, right?
He does.
Yeah.
I have yet to see that.
Huh?
I have yet to see the plane.
Oh, yeah. I know he has one. I just heard from people that he flies it around, likes to do that.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's cool. And to be honest with you, if that's a hobby, you can buy an older plane like from the late 70s, like a Piper or something like that. And
Let's do it now.
And
I
they're
bet
really
the stocks are really good.
They're really not that expensive. I mean,
When you say that, though.
well, I mean, okay, so anywhere from $75,000 to $120,000.
Almost threw up on the board just now.
Come on, for an airplane, that's nothing. I mean, that's nothing. You got to remember, you're still getting a plane that's 40 years old. You know, the thing is, they got to have that parachute, dog. I wouldn't get into
I guess
any.
I have to add that. Also, how to.
I wouldn't get into any plane if it didn't have that plane parachute system. You know, I wouldn't even come close to it.
Can I just fly a plane that's enough for me to like jump out of it and still survive? Maybe broken legs.
I think Phillips flew gliders. Have you ever heard of those things? They get pulled behind another plane and you let them go and they just kind of glide down.
That's insane.
Yeah. I think he flew in one of those, or actually flew one for a while. And for people who don't know,
anxiety.
Jim Phillips is the guy who hosted this show before I got here. So, and
unfortunately, died in a glider accident.
Stop, he did not.
Nice guy.
And you said you could change a tire?
Yeah, I can change a tire. I can change oil. I just restarted. Not restarted, but I'm now doing my own. This is stupid, as I'm about to say it. Windshield wiper fluid, but I'm making my own.
Oh, you make your own
tablets.
out of? Oh, really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little alcohol on the tablet.
Change the fuse in your headlights.
I've done the fuse. I've done the wipers, and I've done other stuff.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's great. I mean, look, man, that's enough. I taught my girls how to change a tire, so they wouldn't have to ask anybody to do it. So that all my girls can change tires. All my girls I don't think they can change their oil. I don't think that's the thing, but they can do their windshield wiper fluid. I'm not sure if they will do I don't know if they can do the windshield wiper thing either.
The windshield wiper was a trying time for
It's a
me.
little more complicated. Yeah.
Once I finally got it, but my neighbor across the street was like, "You need help?" And I'm like, "I'm fine."
They'll drive you crazy if you can't figure out the little clips there or figure out what clip you're supposed to use or the hook. It'll drive you bananas. Can you do that, Deb?
Yeah.
Can you change tire?
Yep.
Very nice.
She could also steal a car.
Yeah, well, she drives a stick.
That's cool too. I do know how to drive a stick. Not well, but in the zombie apocalypse, I can make it happen.
I learned to drive with a it was a 4-speed. It was a little Chevy truck, but I learned to drive in a stick. I actually drove
The one you
myself.
built yourself with your dad's plane?
Listen, stop. I drove myself to my driving test.
Really?
And they asked me how I got there, and I told them my friend got there, but he was not even close there.
Starting off with a lie.
Yeah. Started off with a lie, and then failed the test.
No, did you?
And then had to figure out how to get home.
Looks like you're going to walk.
Exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell Angel is listening to tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic slowing down on I-4 over St. John's River Bridge. There's delays on the Beach Line westbound approaching Greenway Main Toll Plaza. Slowdowns at the ramp junction where I-4 meets Florida's Turnpike. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on the Turnpike southbound before County Road 561. Expect some delays there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Guys, spring is here, and Tools Ace Hardware is here to help with 11 locations with steel outdoor power equipment. If you don't know what that is, anytime that you see a landscaping trailer drive by, and of course you're about to see one every 4 seconds here in just a little bit, look at what they're using. Look at what the pros use. They use steel. The reason why is it doesn't break down, very reliable, very well built, and that is exactly what Tools Ace Hardware carries. Not only do they sell it, they service it as well, which means you can bring in your steel equipment to their stores for any repairs or warranty issues. As a matter of fact, Tools Ace Hardware is open 7 days a week with 1 to 2 day turnaround times on repairs and even better pricing on labor than their competitors. Stop by for that tune-up on your equipment. Take advantage of spring savings on lawnmowers, grass trimmers, edgers, and so much more. Shop for outdoor power equipment in-store or online at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace Hardware, your local helpful place.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess. Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. You know, one of the things that sets us apart from other Kia dealers is how much we can offer for your trade. When you bring us your car, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete for it, ensuring you get the best possible offer, as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book value. So come see how much your trade is worth today, because we want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, visit greenwaykias.com.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
Future health, weight loss.
Thinking about trying Ozempic? Then you need to go to futurehealth.com to supercharge your Ozempic results by 58% versus just meds alone. Many are losing over 10 pounds the first month. Go to futurehealth.com and take the 3-minute quiz right now. Get your meds delivered to your door in 48 hours. Go to futurehealth.com. Future without the E. Start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever for a single line. Just $45 per month when you bring your phone, which is less than you spend on Too Tired to Cook takeout every week. Get one line on Unlimited Welcome for $45 per month with AutoPay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on Unlimited Welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
The following heartwarming yet informative scene is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Son, your grandpa and I used to work on this car together, and when I'm gone, I want you to have it.
Wow.
Thanks, Dad.
Doesn't count. What you need is a will. Luckily, Trust and Will makes it easy. Designed by attorneys, but customized by you, you can easily create a state-specific, legally valid document that actually counts. Now, let's let the engine do the talking, am I right? Start your will at trustandwill.com. Use offer code COUNT for 20% off and make it count. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. For details, see trustandwill.com.
Magic fans, it's time to celebrate you. Join us on April 9th as the Orlando Magic take on the Boston Celtics during Fan Appreciation Night presented by Advent Health. We're celebrating our fans with giveaways, team shop discounts, and a whole lot of magic. From the loudest cheers to endless support, you truly are the best fans in the NBA, and Orlando wouldn't be the same without you. Don't miss out on the celebration. Get your tickets today at orlandomagic.com/Fan Appreciation Night.
Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Ooh-wee! It's good to hear Sabby's voice. Well, I heard it earlier. I keep still hearing it. Good to hear it still. Bye.
Hello. Thank you, Mo.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Sabby's here as well.
Hola.
We didn't talk about the Russell Brand thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Is it?
Yeah, I think, doesn't this guy have kind of a sketchy reputation? I know he kind of went sideways on like a bunch of stuff, but, formerly married to Katy Perry.
Yes.
Which was kind of that was out of left field.
Random.
Yeah, way rando.
2010 to 2012.
Yeah, they weren't that long. I think she got it annulled.
Oh, there was a whole thing, though, like right before she was set to perform, like get on the stage. She finds out that he files for divorce, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the scene is like her crying, and they're asking, are you going to get it together? And she's like, I got it. And then she smiles with her like candy cane.
Oh, yeah.
Swirling boobs.
Right.
And gets right on there, and the show must go on style.
Yeah,
but, he started getting accused of stuff like this in the early 2020s.
Yeah, did he really?
And I believe they started this particular investigation in 2023, and now he's got 4 or 5 charges of awful stuff.
Metropolitan Police confirmed in a release on Friday that the comedian, who's 49 years old, has been charged with rape, indecent assault, oral rape, and 2 counts of sexual assault. His first court appearance is coming up in May. And the detectives in the UK, exactly what Sabby was saying, in September of 2023, started receiving a number of allegations. The release revealed tips followed a growing body of reports that the British press had accused Brand of inappropriate sexual behavior. He's denied any wrongdoing.
Of course.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. This actually goes back even to the late 90s and early 2000s. A rape in 1999, an incidental assault in 2001, an oral rape and sexual assault in 2004, and another sexual assault between 2004 and 2005. So this guy's a seasoned professional.
Right. And I got to say, I appreciate that the UK is still following up on that.
Yeah.
Because the statute of limitations, you wouldn't see something from 99.
Well, God, look how long,
days.
just look how long it took for that thing to finally collapse with what's his face?
Did he?
No. Way before
Weinstein.
that. Yeah, Weinstein. Think about that. I mean, that thing was, it had become.
A lot of them couldn't be held up in court.
It'd become a meme, like in American culture, that, think of the term casting couch. Think of what that means. Like, we were making a joke about that a young actress would have to bang a director or a producer to get into a movie. And that was like common fodder in American culture, that we just talked about that openly, that it was no problem that directors, producers, and writers and Hollywood's heads were literally extorting young women to have sex with them for jobs in Hollywood.
And then if they were not wanting to do that,
they were
forcibly
blacklisted.
do it. Well,
Yeah, or blacklisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, just thrown completely out and never allowed to do it because they pulled all the strings.
I'm all about this accountability.
Especially the Weinsteins, man. The Weinsteins were so powerful, him and his brother. And if you look at some of the best movies made for like a 25-year swath of time, or maybe even more, I mean, almost always it had a link to Weinstein.
And to think all the people who knew what was going on.
Yeah, tons
didn't
of
say
them.
anything about it.
Yeah, not a word.
Every once in a while when it pops up, it's like Miramax. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it.
Do you
Didn't
think
realize.
Can I ask you a question as a lesbian?
Sure. First of all, did you just out me on the air?
No, stop. Do you still? Can you still look at a man and say, that man is good looking?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Is
my single days,
Yeah, gotcha.
I guess you could consider me more of a bisexual.
Gotcha.
But is Russell Brand?
No.
He's not good looking?
Oh, God, no. He's
No.
Neanderthalish.
He does look a little bit like a Neanderthal, doesn't he?
Too heavy of a forehead makes you want to just punch it and see if it will sink a little in.
And he's got those high cheekbones and that olive skin with that really super oily black hair on his face.
He's just fugly.
Yeah.
But I think with him, it was his personality that people were attracted to. But then again, turns out he was a predator.
He's a triple bagger.
Do you think that, obviously she couldn't have known about any of that beforehand, right? Or he just explained it away? I mean, she comes from and I'm not saying that this means anything. She comes from a conservative household, does she not?
Yes. She was a Christian singer
her
before.
family's like a Christian band or something, isn't it?
Yeah, and they lost their minds when she came out with that Kiss the Girl.
Yeah. God almighty.
As a lesbian, I'm okay with it. Explore.
You're okay? You're cool with it? You're going to be okay?
Why not? Mr. Steal Your Girl.
All right.
Or Mrs.
All right, 77031. That's how you can text us. So this church in England, Shipley, England, they're like, well, you know what? We're losing our parishioners here. We're our numbers are dwindling. we need to get something going so that we can get some more people in here. And look, we've seen this in the U.S. We talked about this just the other day, Sabby. I don't know if you know this, that, there are fewer people that claim to be Christians than in any point in time.
Oh, Lord.
And the idea of organized religion is really on the ropes. It really is.
It's put a bad taste in people's mouths.
Yeah, I think what happens is you see a lot of the stories of the sexual assault. Hell, there was just a story the other day of a guy that was a pastor and a Republican congressman, not a congressman, but a House member, and he was meeting a 15-year-old boy for sex. And they busted him in one of the sting operations. He's a family of 4. He's the guy who actually, I believe...
who tried to get the Trump derangement syndrome actually classified as a legal mental illness.
That's exactly it. That guy's a straight-up pedophile.
His wife, by the way, just filed for divorce.
Yeah, I think while he was... I think the next day.
Yeah.
Filed for divorce. And this is a guy who tied into that, that whole wholesome family thing. There he is with his picture and all of his kids and his wife. He's got like 4 kids. And the guy's a pedophile. He's the worst kind of person in the world.
And just got caught.
Imagine
all the other times he did not leading up to it.
We talk about this all the time as well, Sab. When they do, like Polk counties and Brevard County, they do these sting operations. And inevitably, when you click on that link, it's like 45 guys, getting... And you have to think, how do you not know that probably 90% of the interactions you're having with somebody that you think is about to let you have sex with their 12-year-old daughter is not a cop? Like, they're all cops. It's cops everywhere. And they still do it. They can't fight it. That urge is too great. They can't stop.
Well, now there's that new phenomenon of like, is it a cop or a TikTok user who was about to punch you in the middle of a Walgreens?
Right, exactly. Or is it Shaq? He used to do that. I don't know if you know that.
Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq used to do that.
No, he did not.
Shaq worked in Louisiana.
Like, do you know why you're here? I'm Shaq.
Well, he didn't do the Chris Hansen thing. I don't think he walked around the corner, but he worked kind of behind the scenes with a call center who would do that. They would bait people into those situations, or at least,
Oh, I would be down for that.
Yeah. I don't think he did it with his voice. I just think he was kind of behind it a little
I'm
bit.
a 15-year-old boy.
Exactly right.
Want to go meet up?
Hey, I'm 15.
I'm Shaq.
Hey, you want to see me? I got size 34 foot.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest dudes ever. But no, this church is doing something way different. Want to take a shot at what they're doing? Now, we know this, from a guy who has gone to church a little bit, not much. The thing that I saw over the last 20 years is the addition of modern music. That's been as they try to draw young people into the church so they can create
a non-denominational guy?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I grew up as a real hardcore Pentecostal, which is like mega conservative Christians. Women don't wear pants. You can't go to movies or play cards or do any of that stuff.
Jeez.
You can't listen to secular music. It always has to be Christian music.
Huh.
And then moved into the Baptist world, which is like the soft version of that, where you can do some other stuff as long as you go to church on Wednesdays and Sundays.
I went to Baptist youth group.
Yeah.
And
Good time.
but I was Catholic, born and raised, very involved, went to Catholic school.
Right, yeah.
And there was no modern music involved.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious about this.
You and Deb have a lot in common. She did the same thing.
Yeah.
Same path.
No drums at our church.
No drums?
No, like when you see some of these modern churches and they have electric guitars and a drum set.
Bongo or conga.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, you're North Miami, so I could see where your musical influence is there.
Yeah.
I'm up there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's no drummers at our church.
Yeah.
We don't, none of that modern
it'd be nice
music.
if we brought a drum in at one point.
The last church I went to with any consistency was a church over in Baldwin Park, and the guy actually wound up getting busted having an affair with somebody in the church. But
there we go.
Their band was like Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
It was like very progressive,
cool
kind
ones.
of college, kind of,
But everyone's like closing their eyes and hands raised.
It was great. I'm telling you. I told my wife, I said, I'll come to see this band any day of the week. They were wonderful.
What were they talking about again? Oh yeah, God stuff.
Yeah. They just it's all God stuff for sure. But they were a very good band. They were all young members of the denomination there, or of the church congregation.
This new church or a church that has been around, they're not doing
so well. It's in England, in a little town called Shipley, England, and they're like, well, we need to do something to get some people in here, because we want to make sure that people understand and they want to get the word of God to them. So what do you think they're doing?
Cool. Is it cool? Is it?
Well, that is totally subjective.
Oh.
I think to maybe 13-year-old boys, it's great.
Oh, we're video games.
No, not video games. That's a great guess,
That is a great guess.
Thank you.
I was thinking something with girls.
No, not with girls.
Is it violent?
Is it soccer?
Is it violent?
violent. So
it has the
half point for me.
it has the facade of violence.
Arm wrestling. Foot wrestling.
Wrestling.
Just wrestling.
Oh, really?
Professional wrestling with a ring set up in the dead center of the church.
How does that tie into our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
I'll tell you, it's funny you should mention that. They're building the sermons around good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
And
just what wrestling's been doing forever.
Exactly. There's a good guy and a bad guy. The good guy represents the Christians. The bad guy represents the devil.
If you smell what the Satan is cooking.
And they wrestle it off right there in the middle of the church. And it's a beautiful church, by the way. You know, all these churches over in England are these grand, beautiful.
Well, they're old.
Yeah, they're super old.
You know, it's funny. I just saw an interview with Kevin Bacon today, who I don't know if you remember, but was in the original Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked about how, you know, they showed a scene of him from that movie, and they talked about in the 80s that it was, you know, horror films were meant to be moral stories. So if you had sex or did any kind of drugs in a horror movie, you automatically ended up dead.
Oh, wow, really?
And he proved his point. He said he had, in that scene in the movie, he had sex and was smoking a joint and ended up being dead. So he talked about that.
But he lived a good life.
But that was very much an 80s theme. If you go back and watch any of those old horror films, the kids who partake in bad behavior.
That is crazy.
And I never thought about it until Kevin Bacon said, yeah, that was very much how movies were scripted.
There was no redemption story for any kid in the 80s?
Generally, if it was a horror movie and you were one of the kids that was the bad kid who brought the joint or started making out with the girl, you were going to end up dead because you were...
Spoiler alert,
you were living wrong.
Unbelievable. I would have never
crazy?
in a million years guessed that.
I wouldn't have either, but, you know, same thing with wrestling. You've got your heel and your baby face.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, this is Wrestling Church. Brings blood, sweat, and tears. Mostly sweat, they say. To St. Peter's Anglican, is it Anglican?
Anglican, yeah.
Anglican Church there in northern England, a town of Shipley. It's the creation of this guy. He's a charismatic 37-year-old who said he was saved by pro wrestling and Jesus.
I mean, the elders must be losing their minds, right?
And he wants other people to have the same exact experience.
Okay.
It says the outsized characters and scripted morality battles of pro wrestling fit naturally with the Christian message. I think this is actually a pretty darn good idea.
Hey, kudos to them for thinking outside of the box and for appealing to young men.
I think this is a great idea, actually. I'm telling you, they're on to something. This has legs. I would tell you, I would not. This is
how long?
This is an AP story, though. But I would tell you that if the right thing was happening in the right church, you could do this, because a lot of churches now are like in warehouses. The idea of the big, elaborate church like foundation that has like all this stuff on the property. Now, man, it's like they lease them out for old gyms. They'll lease them out and have a church there.
Yeah, because the money can go right in their pockets.
Yeah, that's right. Movie theaters. They'll lease the movie theater for a Sunday and use that as a church.
Even the community theater or community building in Mount Dora was used as a church for a while.
It said church attendance in the UK has been declining for decades. The 2021 census found that less than half the people in England and Wales now consider themselves Christian, and those who say they have no religion rose from 25% to 37% in just 10 years. And, of course, that's led churches to get creative in order to survive, because it takes tithing to keep those things running. It is a business. I don't care what you say. It is.
Of course.
And hopefully they use some of that tithing to do community service, but I don't really see a lot of that in modern church, to be honest with you. But, yeah, it's right there. And the pastor gets in, and the pastor's a woman, by the way. She gets in the middle of the ring, and she does her sermon from the middle of the ring.
Well, the boys fight around her?
Well, I think what happens as the sermon is built, as I read the story today, as the sermon is built, the story brings the characters in. So as she mentions the bad guy in a parable of some sort, maybe she ties it into a biblical parable where, maybe Daniel in the lion's den, or maybe, was it Goliath and David and Goliath? Maybe you have a situation like that where one of them
Mary
is
Magdalene.
Very small, and one of them is very big, and is there to teach you that you can overcome large things if you have, the power of Jesus in you or something. I don't know. I think it's a damn good idea.
Not too shabby. I'm just very curious how long it will last.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you can only go. I mean, then again,
let me ask you:
the wrestling people I know love wrestling.
How long could you possibly think that professional wrestling would have lasted? Man, I gotta tell you,
love professional wrestling.
to me, it is one of the most interesting business models ever. I have watched this survive for 60 years at a high level, and of course, when the WWE and the WCW went through their thing in the 90s, and it turned into this massive thing that we see now. Dude, I gotta tell you, it's grown ass man. Our boy Brandon Kravitz is a psycho for professional wrestling.
I didn't know that.
Loves it.
See, I didn't know anything about it.
Rick Everett loves it. Our boss loves professional wrestling. Matter of fact, he's the one that helps wrestle all these guys do these professional wrestling matches. He's the guy they go to, for the.
I'm gonna body slam him next time I see him. I did not know anything about it until I moved to Orlando to go to UCF, and my neighbors across the street we became friends with loved it. I mean, he loved The Rock.
And let me tell you something. Orlando is a hub.
Yeah, we had TNA for a while, or NXT.
Yeah, and we had that, and I think there's still a wrestling school here or something.
Well, you've got over at Full Sail for a while. They were filming NXT.
And Mayhem on Mills.
You have
awesome.
You have Shad Khan, the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. His son Tony Khan owns AEW, which is Rick's favorite. He is not a WWE fan.
It's too shiny, right? The AEW is a little bit more gritty and more grimy.
Let me tell you, have you heard about No Peace Underground?
No.
I did a couple spots for them back in the day, like some commercials online. And then I went to it, and that's the one where they grab like a fluorescent light from a cafeteria and smash it over somebody's back.
Dude,
it is bloody.
They used to do like barbed wire matches.
Yeah, man.
You remember that where the ring, instead of the ropes, it was wrapped in barbed wire.
Yeah, and
they were getting
just like
mangled.
still putting on the show, and I appreciate their sacrifice.
Moxie.
Just like Jesus did on the cross.
There's the connection.
Sacrificing right there.
I'm a full circle gal.
Yeah. It says here, it's not a church as you would know it. Certainly not for everyone, but it's bringing in a different group of people, a different community than we would normally get. At a recent wrestling church evening, almost 200 people showed up, including older couples, teenagers, pierced and tattooed wrestling fans, parents with excited young children, all packed into the chairs around a ring erected under the vaulted ceiling of a 100-year-old church.
There's a cover, right? To go into that church.
That's interesting. I wonder how they do that. There's no way they charge. They just probably ask the tithe while they're there.
How do you pay for that?
It says after a short prayer from Thomas, it was time for 2 hours of smackdowns, body slams, and flying headbutts.
Do what you got to do.
That's right.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
Make it work.
That is a great idea. There's no way that's not coming to Central Florida in some way, shape, or form. There's no way. That is a guarantee gonna happen scenario. That somebody around here that has a wrestling ring is going to set it up and try to do a wrestling church.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And I would go check it out.
I would too. Why not? All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Deb, what's coming up for You Heard It Here First?
Well, unfortunately, a potential TikTok deal is pulled after Trump's tariffs.
Well, he also just signed an order to give and extend it for 75 more days to find a buyer.
Yeah, well, China said, we're not going to bother.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
boy.
the latest.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So the earlier story was both Vance and Trump saying that they have a deal in place and it looks like it's going to go. Then China's ByteDance said, whoa. Yeah, no, we're going to pull that deal now after these tariffs. So they're using it as a bargaining chip. Closer to home, 2 men are charged in a mother's death. And a Minecraft movie off to a good start at the box office. We'll talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
You got it. All right, let's take a little break. We'll come back and do You Heard It Here First and get the hell out of here on a Friday.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everybody, Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Laurel Blanchard here with your Friday night forecast. We made it to the weekend and we're going to be in for a mild night through the overnight. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s and looking through the weekend, temperatures lingering throughout the low 90s. Looking at 91 on Saturday and Sunday, looking at a high of 93 degrees. A hot and humid weekend ahead. Make sure you get outside and enjoy. From the Fox 35 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Laurel Blanchard.
This report is sponsored by FreshFromFlorida.com.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help.
Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
You don't know what you're missing until you see the difference. Imagine waking up and seeing clearly. No glasses, no contacts, just crystal clear vision. At the Filatowski Eye Institute, we make that dream a reality. Experience the freedom of life without lenses. Your best vision is waiting. Schedule your free consultation today with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Simply dial pound 250 and say better vision. That's pound 250, keyword better vision. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Don't miss an evening with Lee Asher, animal rescue advocate and founder of the Asher House. Lee will share stories, talk about his journey to save animals and his true purpose, to inspire people. Lee will be live on stage at the Hard Rock Live Orlando, Wednesday, October 15th. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster and the Hard Rock Live box office. Lee Asher, founder of the Asher House, live on stage October 15th at Hard Rock Live, Orlando.
Florida just got its own local currency, the Florida Goldback, and you can get one for free. Goldbacks look like cash, but they're made of pure 24-karat gold, so they resist inflation and preserve your purchasing power. To celebrate the launch of this local currency, we're giving away free half Goldbacks to Florida residents only while supplies last. Claim your free Florida Goldback before they're gone at freegoldback.com and get it delivered to your Florida address absolutely free.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
Life looks pretty good behind the handlebars of a Harley, and that point of view is one that everyone agrees on. At Space Coast Harley Davidson, we'd like to help you get some perspective on what's important. Right now, get 0% interest on select new 2024 Harley models. Get details at 866-826-9072 or spacecoastharley.com anytime. Ride the road and relax. Find your motorcycle and your soul at Space Coast Harley Davidson.
From the very beginning, iHeart has believed in me.
Even now, I still get excited when I hear one of my songs playing on the radio.
Thank you, iHeartRadio, for honoring the truth I've fought for in my music.
Because we believe in the power of music. All your favorite artists, all in one place. The free iHeartRadio app.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball. All indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Have you ever wondered if your pet is lying to you?
Why is my cat not here? And I go in and she's eating my lunch.
Or if hypnotism is real?
You will use the suggestion to enhance your control.
Or what's inside a black hole?
Black holes could be a consequence of the way we understand the universe.
Well, we have answers for you in the new podcast, Science Stuff. Join me, Jorge Cham, as we answer questions about animals, space, our brains, and our bodies. Listen to Science Stuff on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart Radio app, search Science Stuff, and listen now.
Can you trust
trust your home flooring needs to a 17-year-old kid that was in the paint department yesterday? No. Deal directly with Corey, the owner at Core Flooring. He'll beat anyone's price guaranteed. Core Flooring in Winter Park. Online at coreflooringfl.com.
This is anybody here getting a wedding invitation in the mail. Ready? When? What weekend have you stolen from me?
Dane Cook, live. Hard Rock Live, Orlando. Friday, October 17th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
I had an ad on Instagram a couple of days ago for one of these multi-site churches that's launching a new campus, and the campus is exclusively within the Grand Theft Auto 6 video game that's coming out. And they were literally, it was an ad trying to hire staff to staff this virtual campus for GTA 6.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
It is a crazy approach, but they have services every week and everything.
Well, when you're stealing cars, you need Jesus.
Even digital cars.
Even digital cars.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show.
That's it.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. By the way, I've had somebody riding my ass the entire day. Because I said that the Rockford Files guy drove a Camaro.
Just fix it.
It's a Firebird.
Firebird.
There you go.
He got it. Firebird.
So now
How dare you?
Now your weekend can move forward.
Exactly.
I was wrong. You are right, sir. It was a Firebird. My humble apologies. You would not believe how many people text that.
Oh, it was cray.
You know how stressed out they were?
I'm not kidding. It must be 30 dudes text me. Hey, yo, man, it wasn't a Camaro. It was a Firebird.
Now talk about pit bulls.
And they're 100% right. It was. Sorry, guys. My bad. Nothing like that Camaro the Dukes of Hazzard drove. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Sabby Cat is here with us as well.
Down there.
Nice long day for you. What are you doing tonight? You going out? You going home, go to bed? You going to chill?
I don't know. I'm going to see what Nicole's up to.
A little drinky poo tonight?
I might as well. It's my weekend.
It is your weekend and you're off.
What do you like to drink, by the way? I don't really know much about
Jameson.
what you...
I'm a Jameson gal.
You a JMO gal?
JMO gal, but if I'm getting crazy, I'll do an old fashioned. But I'm more on the whiskey bourbon side these days.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Me as well.
Tequila.
She's one of those people that could be affected then.
Oh, yeah.
By the whiskey.
Well, not here in America. It's just their whiskey. They can't sell it over there.
Okay.
I don't like Jack Daniels. I mean, respectfully to America and
I don't
American whiskey, but it's too little.
Yeah,
I'm
not much of a Jack guy either.
Yeah, no. Too harshish.
Yeah. I do have a good bottle of Jack Daniels because the guys over at Corona did a proprietary bottle, or is it proprietary?
Proprietary.
Yeah, bottle where they actually got to blend the whiskey for them specifically. I have a bottle of that, but man, it is big time. It's 120 proof.
Oh, God damn! That
means
like you could breathe fire.
Oh yeah, it's brutal. You have to water that one down a little bit. You got to put a little bit of water in that one to make it good.
I hear you. Well, I guess I'll ask for that when I go home.
Yeah, no, don't do that. You are a whiskey girl too, though, right?
Not so much.
Not so much anymore?
Yeah, no, I'm more of a rum girl now.
Yeah, rum.
Whiskey's too.
A little too much?
And scotch is too peaty.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the funny thing is, I have a really nice little collection of scotch, and I haven't had any in so long because I just started drinking bourbon. I like drinking bourbon now, and I do make it's old fashioned. That's what I make.
Yeah, old fashioned is the best.
The best about that drink is that you put an ice cube in it, and then as the ice cube melts, it gets better.
Yeah, it gets better.
It does.
Yeah. Gotta have good cherries though. That's the number one. That is the number one thing with an old fashioned. You gotta have a good quality cherry.
Amen, sister.
Amen, sister. Indeed. Let's do. You heard it here first.
It's time for You Heard It here first on The Jim Colbert Show.
Well, a finalized deal to sell TikTok to a new company is being pulled after President Trump's tariff announcement. Chinese-based ByteDance has until April 5th or tomorrow to divest from the app or face a permanent ban in the U.S. It was expected that China would approve a proposed deal that had been in the works for months, something that both Vice President Vance and the president himself said was probably going to happen very, very soon. However, The Hill reports ByteDance told the White House China would no longer approve the deal unless there were negotiations on the tariffs announced this week.
Yeah, I think ByteDance was going to remain about a 20% investor, or 20% holder of the. I just read the deal. I think they're going to maintain 20% control of the app, and we were going to have the rest of it.
Well, let's see what happens with the tariffs.
I don't want to lose TikTok again.
A Central Florida man is accused of arranging a plot to kill his girlfriend. The Orange County Sheriff's Office announced that Sean Rangy and his accomplice, Benjamin Garman, are both facing a first-degree murder charge in the death of Portia Streeter. This is unbelievable. The 30-year-old victim was shot and killed while she was sleeping in bed with her 3 kids.
Yeah, it was terrible.
With her 3 kids in January of 2024. The children, thankfully ages 1 through 10, were not injured.
You know how many times he shot her? You know how many times he shot her?
No.
You ready?
No.
This animal set this up because he wanted to get custody of his kids, and the woman wouldn't allow him. And he also thought that she was hiding money from him. So he set up this scheme with a buddy of his to shoot and kill her and then have him shoot him so it looked like a break-in. He shot her 10 times.
Good.
While she slept next to her children.
As her children laid next to her.
Yeah, rot.
This animal shot her
hell.
10 times.
The suspects allegedly tried to stage the shooting, as Jimmy just said, as part of a home invasion. And deputies say, just like Jimmy mentioned, Garman shot Rangy in the arm to help sell the story. Don't you know, shooting yourself in the arm is like an automatic,
Well, it's like his friend did it for him. His friend shot him to make it look like it was a home invasion or something.
Stupid. But whenever you have someone who's been shot 10 times and you've only been shot in the arm, I'm going to tell you right off rip, you don't even have to watch Investigation Discovery. Your ass is going to be suspicious.
Nobody else gets shot. Just 11 rounds go off. None of the kids get hit. Only the woman and you.
And you get shot in the arm.
Yeah, here's your orange suit.
And then finally, with all of the heat this weekend, maybe you're going to be taking in a movie. Well, a Minecraft movie is off to a good start at the box office. The film, based on the hit video game, made just over $10.5 million from a Thursday previews yesterday. So it's expected to bring in between
100 and 130 million.
Nope. 70 to 80.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's what I was going to say, for sure.
The story I saw was that it's funny because Jason Momoa and Jack Black are in a mine car together or something. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, exactly. In its debut weekend, like you just said, the film stars Jack Black and Jason Momoa.
What's the one from the PC where you could click the squares?
Oh, I don't even know. That's Roblox?
Movie about that.
Yeah. And we'll take viewers into the overworld where gamers build anything they can think of.
I'll be down.
And you heard it here first on The Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Who do we have to thank today?
First and foremost, we want to thank Sabrina for producing for us. Yay!
Standing O.
At least I could
Standing O before you're lying O.
Absolutely. Standing O, lying O, whatever. We also want
an O will be involved.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. Also want to thank Corona Cigar Company. Definitely do not miss out on that deal they have. $99.95
for a box of cigars. It's usually $260.
Wow, coronacigar.com.
Yeah, the Aging Room cigars are so good. It's the let me see. I'm make sure I get this right.
Set.
Yeah, the Aging Room Quattro Connecticut Vibrato.
So definitely order that this weekend or stop by Corona Cigar. I also want to thank Fayez Cara, restaurant critic for the Orlando Weekly. In case you missed his reviews, his segment, his podcast has already been posted to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right.
And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Yeah, thanks guys. We appreciate that very much. Sabby, let's get the blank out of here, kid. Thank you so much again for your time, girlfriend. We really appreciate it. You're the greatest.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Have a great weekend, guys. We appreciate that out there. If you're listening, have a good, safe weekend as well. It's going to be nice and hot out there.
Stay cool.
Make sure you hydrate. Stay nice and cool. On behalf of Deb and Sabby, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters out in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time. Bungalower in the bus. What the hell is Angel listening to? It also smells like 90s all weekend long until Sunday morning, and that's when it's Captain's Log Radio going right into Joseph Martin's and Sunday morning coming down. We'll see you at Monday for 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic weekend, guys.
See you Monday. Bye.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out The Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments, listen to The Jim Colbert Show The Goods. Both are available for free on the iHeartRadio app.